We got a fun one on tap here tonight in Lisle. The final week of the regular season, Illinois high school football. The host, Benet Academy Red Wings, taking on the DePaul College Prep Rams. Andy Ockham, Bob Vilsele on the call here for SBS Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Bob, what a good way to finish out the regular season here on SBS with an incredible matchup between two fantastic offenses.
I'm struck with both teams are ranked. One is ranked 54, the other is ranked 55. So what I feel like is they should both be ranked 54 and a half, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be a close game, maybe an edge to Benet because they're at home. Other than that, this is a pick-em game.
Yeah, Benet entering today 5-3 overall in the season, 2-0 in conference play and division play, and for DePaul Prep at 6-2. They're also 2-0. Bob, we got a division title on the line here in the East Suburban Catholic Conference, better known as the ESCC, the Purple Division. These two, the top of that four-team division within the conference, and both teams' offenses have been on full display this season. Both squads started out 4-0, and both teams coming off losses a week ago.
And that does happen. But yes, like you said, both teams are good. They are playing for the championship. The other thing is the weather is absolutely perfect football weather. It was warm today under the sun, right? Now, of course, the sun's gone. It's getting a little bit chillier, but it's absolutely perfect weather to run around and play football in. We're in the way up high in the press box here. We've got excellent camera work and can't wait for this game to start.
It is the final Friday night here in October. A little bundled up here, but that is A-okay. The Benet Red Wings take the field, ready to rock and roll. Both teams will be taking part in playoff football next week. Who will come away with that division title? We'll find out here in the next four quarters. Talk about Benet Academy last week on the road, a 62-14 loss to the two-time back-to-back defending state champion Nazareth Academy Roadrunners, a team that's 7-1 on the season. Naz put up 28 points in each of the first two quarters. They scored 6 in the third, no points in the fourth. Benet put up a touchdown in each of the first two quarters, had no scoring at all in the second half. Look at their quarterback, Ryan Kubaki, connected with Luke Doyle in the first quarter, and then Kubaki got the final touchdown in quarter number 2, a keeper with his legs. It will be Benet to receive the football to begin our matchup here tonight. So, Bob, right on cue, it will be Kubaki and friends to get the first crack at it offensively.
And I always view it like this: when you're receiving the ball, right, you've actually got the lead, even though it's 0-0 because you've got the ball. And, of course, you've got the home crowd, the home everything, right? So how much is that home field advantage worth? 7 points, 3 points, in a pick-em game.
A good way to close out the regular season, and we are underway here in Lisle. Returned inside the 10-yard line, out past the 20, 25, before being tackled down hard. Body slam past the 30, and that's where this Benet offense will set up shop.
Now, I recognize it's high school kickers, but I'm thinking, man, if you can get that kick into the end zone, they start out the 20 instead of a risk for a touchdown right off the bat, or in this case, they got the ball at the 30 instead of the 20. On the other hand, you also get the opportunity for perhaps causing a fumble, and then you get the ball back.
Right at the 31-yard line. Benet this season, they're 2-1 here at home, 3-2 on the road. Offense averaging 29 points per game. I mentioned it's Kubaki, Martin Radgowski, the tailback to look out for, and a couple receivers as well. Luke Doyle had his monster game against St. Viator, which was a huge victory for the program this season. Out of shotgun, a QB keeper for Kubaki to begin things offensively this evening, and he's going to pick up a first down before being pushed out of bounds on the DePaul sideline.
I like what they did. They lined up 3 receivers on the left, then went in motion to the left, but then ran to the short side with less defenders on the right. 11-yard gain, first down.
Yeah, 4-0 start for Benet this season, Bob. You look at their last 4, though, they're 1-3. That lone win coming at St. Patrick, a 49-30 victory back on October the 4th. They've scored 49 points twice this season.
Well, and we were here for that Fenwick game, and Fenwick played just a masterful game.
Kubaki rolling out, looking near side of the field. There's Luke Doyle. In and out of his hands. It'll be ruled an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Those sideline passes are hard to make. You need a strong arm. You have to make sure that somebody can't jump that route, and then you get a pick 6 early. But he does have a strong arm and just didn't catch it.
We'll see with this DePaul defense on the season, a team that has had quite the revival. Head coach Mike Passarella, as I mentioned, 6-2 this season, 2-0 in divisional play. They were 4-6 a season ago, coming off a rough 41-38 overtime loss on the road at St. Francis out in Wheaton a week ago. 2nd and 10 from the 48. It'll be a give to Radgowski right up the middle. He's met immediately just out in front of that Ben Yushiu.
It's going to be interesting watching DePaul on offense. I haven't actually seen them yet this year, but Juju Rodriguez is going to be a fun quarterback to watch. He's got 20 touchdowns on the season. I think you had the stats earlier. He's a few yards short of 2,000.
Yeah, 62 to be exact. Really close, knocking on the door to that 2,000-yard mark is Juju Rodriguez. You know he'd love to get onto the field with a 0-0 ball game. Let's see if his defense can get a stop here at his 3rd and 10.
Well, this is one of those big plays because if they don't get the first down, you have to punt. Otherwise, you're giving the ball up at midfield. So they need to dial up a 7-yard play here.
It is senior night here at Benet Academy. Ryan Kubacki, their signal caller, a senior himself. It'll be a trickery play here, looking to launch it. That one is tipped, and it'll fall incomplete.
Boy, I almost thought that was almost it was clearly almost intercepted. I thought it might have been actually intercepted, but at first I'm looking, okay, the quarterback is throwing behind him. It's a lateral. First thing, you got to make sure you catch it, otherwise that's going to be a fumble. Then you reared back to throw it, but it looks like a sack on the throw, and then, of course, the errant pass. So great defense to stop that from happening.
It'll bring out the punt team for the Red Wings.
And I haven't seen that trickery from Benet yet this year, so they pulled that one out.
The punter for Benet, listed as a junior tight end, that's Nicholas Durbis. Mentioned a great opportunity for DePaul to get the ball with the game scoreless. That one off the side of the foot of Durbis. This one is going to take a friendly roll in favor of DePaul Prep. Bob, not even sure that one was for positive yards.
Exactly, and boy, you were generous when you said a friendly roll. That was what, a net 3-yard punt or something like that. Obviously a missed kick. This is what I make jokes and about they need a different soccer player, go raid the soccer team and get a different kicker. But normally it's a much better punt than that. But what great position for Juju Rodriguez. Like we said, we want to watch him play.
Yeah, ball spotted at the Red Wing 43-yard line. Rodriguez, as mentioned just a few minutes ago, knocking on the door of 2,000 yards this season, was 23 of 38 for 320 yards and 5 passing touchdowns last week in that loss to St. Francis. He's in shotgun by himself here. 5 receivers, they're all split out wide. 3 on the far, 2 on the near, drop back. Pressured immediately up the middle. Rodriguez scrambling out on the near side. He'll just have to dump it.
Boy, and you said it, pressured up the middle. So you've only got 5 offensive linemen, right, against the defensive line, and 5 receivers. Lots of places for the receivers to get open, but at the same time, for them to be open, you need some time. So it's a good rush from Benet.
Good pressure applied there by the senior defensive lineman, 6'4", 245 pounds. That's number 99, Liam Rooney.
Benet with 4 down linemen here.
4 receivers as well. Joining Juju Rodriguez in the backfield, that's number 3, their lead tailback, Nick Martinez. Fantastic season for him as well. He now motions from the left hip to the right hip of Rodriguez. A couple of seniors leading the show for this DePaul offense, and it is a give to Martinez. Right up the gut, he's slammed down. Picks up a pair in on the stop. For Benet, that's number 44, Dean May.
Yeah, couldn't get very far up the middle. Their own 3rd and about 7 yards to go. So both defenses have been very stout on the first opening drives.
Martinez has had a good season, Bob, but last week against St. Francis did a good job stuffing the run attack of DePaul. He had 9 carries for 15 yards. It sets up 3rd and long at the 46-yard line, 3rd and 8 to be exact. Clock ticking under 10.5 minutes in the opening quarter. Rodriguez, once again, escaping the pocket, clearing it through the middle. Trying to check past the second level. And is pushed out of bounds. We'll see if it's enough to move the chains.
I like the play call. Again, 5 receivers, this time 4 to the left, right? So if you can find the right gap in those 4 linemen rushing, you can go a long way. And he did indeed make a first down. I didn't think he did have it at first, but the chains are moving. First down, nicely designed to play. Now that's something clearly Bennett's going to have to be concerned about going forward. You're going to have a middle linebacker or somebody there to spy that run.
And it helps when you have a quarterback, right, that can extend the play, a dual threat, so to speak. This season, 2 rushing touchdowns for the quarterback of DePaul. Man in motion here. It will be a handoff to Martinez. Yet again, pounding it right up the middle. Picking up a handful on first down.
You want to get that yardage on first down, so second and short and third and short. So here we're talking about, what, 2nd and 5? Now, they can keep the ball on the ground, but they have a prolific passing attack. So anytime they're second or third and short, that passing attack with some play action can be deadly.
Got a high-octane offense. When you're looking at their receiving room for DePaul, you look no further than the senior Braden Peavy. 49 receptions, 801 yards, 8 touchdowns on the season entering this evening's contest. Looking out on the far side, it'll be dumped off. Pass falls incomplete, in and out of the hands, and some pushing and shoving after the play.
Wanted to make sure he tackled him even though he didn't have the football. I like that play design. That's that screen up the middle. Again, 4 receivers, that's that same setup, right? 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and then they pulled a screen pass over the middle, but it was well sniffed out, probably because they ran it earlier and they did have a middle linebacker there to spy the play.
Intended receiver was number 21, the junior wideout Connor Bearfield. It is 3rd and 5 from the 26-yard line. Chance here for the Rams to convert yet again on 3rd down. And we got some movement here on the offensive line prior to the snap.
Yeah, I've talked about this before. I don't like when the offensive line is in a coordinated motion, lifting up to go hear the play call. Oftentimes, the defense then jumps offside because they see all that motion. I think the rule has to be you're just not allowed to, all jump up at the same time like that and cause the offsides. But nonetheless, they got the 5 yards and the first down.
They'll take an easy way to move the chains. We talked before we went on the air how similar these offenses are, Bob. 29 points per game for Benet. 30 points per game on the side of DePaul College Prep. First down on the fresh set of downs. There is Peavy on the near side, trying to get past his main one-on-one defender before being wrestled down by a few members of that Red Wings secondary out of bounds.
Again, a good first down gain, 5 yards. It's second and about 5, maybe 6. These shorter second and third downs are exactly what they're looking to get.
There's Jack Clevenger in on the stop for Benet. We'll see where the ball's spotted. Either way, it is in the red zone.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw this again since they did on last second down, but for me, I'd want to run, get 3 or 4 yards, and then have a very, very short third down.
They got a fantastic back in Martinez. We mentioned a rougher week last week against St. Francis, but enters today with nearly 750 yards on the ground on the season, and there is Martinez finding a hole, getting past the second level, and barreling inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's not going to be 3rd and short. That's going to be 1st and goal.
Yeah.
So again, if it were me, I could keep the ball on the ground. You don't want to risk the interception, even though you've got a prolific arm here. Obviously, play action is a good idea, but I would just keep it on the ground, try to punch it in, get the early lead with no risk.
Ball at the 5, 8:44 and counting down here in the opening quarter tonight in Lisle. We head to the IHSA playoffs next week. Both teams playing in our match right now qualify, and we'll have football beyond this week regardless, but a division title on the line here tonight on the campus of Benedictine University. Man in motion. And Rodriguez seeing out the defense, takes the snap, another handoff to Martinez. That one sniffed out by the front line. Once again, that's Rooney in on the stop for the Red Wings.
Sometimes it's those small things. Okay, that handoff went up the middle, but he got tackled just a little bit to his left, which puts the ball in the middle of the field. Now, the issue there is then you don't have a wide side on either side, meaning you can run right or run left, pull a sweep, and maybe get in that way without going up the middle. So that's what I would be doing. Pitch one way, left or right. Pick your side. I'll say left.
We'll see if they change the direction here for Martinez or if they elect to get Rodriguez going in the air, 2nd and goal. Had a high-scoring game. Underclassmen before this. It was 38-37. Benet hoping for some more offensive fireworks here in the varsity game. Finding the middle of the field. He's got a man. Hauled in by Braden Peavy. That is a DePaul Catholic Rams touchdown.
And what can you say but wide open right down the middle under the goalposts. Couldn't be more wide open. Perfect throw. Pitch and catch. Touchdown.
There is touchdown pass number 21 of the season for Rodriguez and receiving touchdown number 9 for Peavy, the senior wide receiver. The point after to be attempted here for the Rams. Looking for a 7-win season after finishing 4-6 a campaign ago. And quite the work for this coaching staff, getting them to the playoffs for the 2nd time in program history and the 1st since 2015. Count the point after It is 7-0 DePaul. And Bob, when we look at this Red Wing offense, kind of stalled out near midfield, didn't get much help with that punt. You got to think how they're going to go after it in this second drive. You might want to see the ground game get more involved.
Well, Radgowski is going to get involved, more. But I'm thinking that, okay, if you're DePaul and you scored, even though it was a short field, 45 yards out or something like that, you just got the picture that they were 90 yards out. It still would have been a touchdown. They were able to move the ball. So it's going to be interesting when Benet gets the ball. I expect a lot more Radgowski on this next drive, at least to start out. The defense have to come and respect that, and then the throws can happen.
7 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Once again, Andy Ockham, Bob Vilsaway here for Sports Broadcast Solutions, third member of our team. You saw her in the pregame show. You will see her in the postgame show, and even for some in-game reports, Kalia Butler will be joining us throughout this first half. Another return for Benet inside their own 10-yard line. This one taken out by Luke Doyle, their star wide receiver, before running into a wall at the 20-yard line. Bob, not as good field position for the second drive for the Red Wings. Still looking to make the most of it, and as you mentioned, try to get Radgowski more involved on the ground.
Well, and the thing is it's just a one-score game, at least so far. And that kick is only about 10 yards shorter than last time. On the other hand, where the yards got made up was that punt that just didn't go anywhere. But obviously, Bennett's not looking to punt. They want to move the ball upfield, but they haven't yet got a first down yet. Of course, they've only had the ball one time.
And you talk about Radgowski. It's had quite the impact for Benet on the ground. Their big win of the season, a 23-16 win here at home against St. Viator that moved them to 4-0. A QB keeper for Kubaki on the first play of this drive. He'll pick up a couple balls out, and that popped out aggressively. It appears DePaul College Prep has recovered, and they have the football.
That was the last thing they needed, right? After going down, this is the first play now after that touchdown. So now another very, very short field for DePaul. So if I'm right, it didn't matter if they were 90 yards away or 50 or 30. We may see a 14-0 game here very, very early. We're only talking halfway through the first quarter.
When you look at the thoughts going in to this week, just general notes. The local rivals.com forum, DePaul College Prep given the slight edge with a 65% chance to win this game on the road. Nonetheless, we knew entering the booth tonight and getting here to the stadium that these are two very good teams on the field, clearly qualifying for the playoffs, and DePaul has thrown the first punch, and they're looking to add even more.
And so far, the home 7-point advantage isn't showing up.
We see Juju Rodriguez returning here in shotgun. He connected with Braden Peavy for the game's first score. That one a 5-yard touchdown pass. In the air once again to begin this drive. Escaping the pocket up the middle. Flag thrown. Shovel pass. This one picked off. We'll see what the flag is on, but either way, that's Dominic Tomala. He is going to take that one all the way to the house. If the flag is a hold on the offensive line, that'll be a Red Wing touchdown, but we will wait and see.
That's again, the worst thing that could possibly happen. Like you said, a shovel pass. He was hoping for, he's going to get tackled. Maybe I can make a few yards by passing it this way to my receiver. And obviously easy pickoff for 6. Wow, what a turn of events. You thought you were going to go down 14-0, all of a sudden you're tied up.
That was Jack Clevenger, I stand corrected, the linebacker, and it is a hold on the Rams' offensive line. Talk about the defense having the offenses back there, Bob. They'll look to attempt the point after and tie us up at 7.
And how bleak was it after that fumble? But, one turnover, very next play, another turnover. That's how fast the game can turn.
This Benet defense having a rough past few weeks. We look at their most recent battles. 62-14 defeat of Nazareth. The week before, here at home, losing 42-7 against Fenwick. Nonetheless, shown up in a big way here.
Got a long sprint there to get into the play here.
The point after be attempted by sophomore kicker number 37, Michael Conway. Snap and hold are good. And Conway boots it through. 7 apiece, a defensive score, a pick 6 coming by way of Jack Clevenger.
What a fun start to the game, though, right? So 7-7, we're midway through the first quarter. Now we're going to see DePaul get the ball back, and this time we expect that they're going to have a long way to go, maybe 80 yards or something. With any luck, maybe they can boot this out of the end zone and ensure the ball's at the 20 instead of an opportunity for a return.
And similar to what we saw, Bob, on that first drive for DePaul, despite them scoring, one constant thing was that pressure up the middle from the interior defensive line that Benet was able to provide, and that's what led to that interception there.
Absolutely, and then you can't help but think, DePaul, you've got 5 receivers on so far every down. We haven't really, yes, they've been in the backfield or whatever, but I just feel like you might want to have a tight end or something more on the line, a little bit more, to prevent that defensive line from getting such good pressure.
And you've seen it too, the consistent pressure from Benet. It's mainly been a 4-man rush. You would think, well, maybe you need to add some more to mix it up. If they're getting through with 4, they're not going to need to add any more here tonight. They can just drop more back in coverage.
And they have been able to prevent the run up the middle with those 4 people as well, except for that first quarterback, draw.
And it was
so it's interesting to see how the game has evolved and the adjustments that get made. Usually the adjustments that get made are at halftime, but it almost feels like the game's getting, adjustments already early in the first quarter.
Back-to-back plays from scrimmage offensively with turnovers. A fumble on the Benet side, the quarterback Ryan Kubaki, and then a pick 6 collected for Benet the other way. This kickoff, a firm, stiff arm thrown past the 30 and being tackled down by a slew of Red Wing defenders out near the 40-yard line on the return there. That was the senior wide receiver, number 7, Nicholas Haithcote.
That's another one. They has to make a highlight film. Talk about a firm, your words, stiff arm. That was that did the trick. So after that, he got, 10 or 15 more yards? Yeah.
And paying dividends, and it's a really good starting field position for Juju Rodriguez and friends, the senior. And you look at what I love about some of these rosters that we get printed out from certain schools is their grammar school hailing from Kenwood Academic Center, looking to get this offense right, scoring that touchdown, 5-yard toss to Braden Peavy. Obviously, a turnover generated by Benet. They're going to look to take the lead here.
A lot of highlights.
And that sequence of the INT and kickoff only chewed off 34 seconds on our game clock. Rodriguez out by himself, and it'll be a give to the tailback, Nick Martinez. Able to pick up about 4 yards on first down.
And again, DePaul is very good on first down. They seem to pick up 4 or 5 yards, get the halfway to the first down marker. Then it's second and short and third and short. It's easy to keep moving those markers.
Right out in front of midfield, Martinez joins Rodriguez in the backfield. And some movement again on the line. You saw original frustration from the Benet defensive line. However, some signs are pointing to DePaul, but Benet was originally right. As an offsides call, and it moves the ball into Red Wing territory.
That's what I like about these broadcasts. They can go to YouTube and back it up and see what actually did happen. It might have been procedure.
Once again, 4 being thrown at the line for Benet. Martinez motioning out. It will be another handoff right up the middle through the right side, getting into the second level, keeping those legs churning as he falls down right out in front of the Red Wing 40-yard line.
Well, now, except for that turnover, though, DePaul is absolutely able to move the ball. Here again, the chains get moved forward, and it was, again, on the ground. So I think DePaul is going to be confident they can continue to move the ball. Obviously, Benet's going to continue to hope for turnovers and, of course, for their offense to come alive.
Yeah, despite that turnover, Bob, and you mentioned it, so many different ways they can move the football. They got Martinez on the ground. You got Rodriguez, your quarterback, who can extend plays, and there's a plethora of receivers you can go to as well. It's 1st and 10. Man in motion, that is Peavy. They're out of the Wildcat formation. This one right up the middle, and a productive play here on first down, and we will toss it over here to our field reporter, the third member of our broadcast team, Kalia Butler. Kalia, what do you have for us?
Yeah, so I was on the Benet sideline, and the overall message from the coaches so far has just been keep applying pressure, not letting them get down after that first touchdown by DePaul. Obviously, they responded, but head coach is just saying keep applying pressure and making those last-minute adjustments when necessary, focusing a little bit less on the play that was drawn up and reading the DePaul defense, which has been really good overall in this entire season, making those last-minute adjustments so the offense can flourish.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kalia, and some good response there from Benet, obviously, on that pick 6 as well. As Bob Vilsoy joins us back here in the broadcast booth. Bob, a little bit of a different look offensively. These last couple of plays for DePaul going out of the Wildcat formation, and it's been productive. They're inside the 30-yard line.
Well, it gives Benet a lot more to think about. Before it's been like that 5-receiver set, wherever the receivers are, 4 on the left, 1 on the right, maybe 1 in the backfield, but only 5 linemen. But obviously the Wildcat makes it different.
And here we go, 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the Benet 28. Juju Rodriguez by himself in the backfield has 5 receivers split out wide, looking far side of the field That one just a bit wide. Intended receiver, the junior Matthew Osterman.
And I think that was a little bit of a coverage defense, right? First off, they're a little bit skittish on that defensive line coming through, so he had to throw the ball quickly. The receiver really wasn't open, wisely threw it down into the left where nobody could get it.
Looking at Osterman, 4 catches, 43 yards last week against St. Francis, a matchup in which DePaul was down 21-14 out of the half. They responded with 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. And joining Rodriguez in the backfield, that is Nick Martinez. The 1-2 punch in the run game for these Rams in the 2024 season. Still looking over to the sideline, head coach Mike Passarella barking out orders.
I like it when you look over the sidelines, you see those big posters, like 4 different posters. You get, a musical note, an animal.
Man in motion, give to Martinez, slips a couple of tackles, and a spin move as well, getting extended beyond that second level. Something that, Bob, consistently this Rams rushing attack has been able to do early and often here in the first quarter.
And they got what they want. They've got 3rd, and we're going to call it short, 3rd and 3. So far, they seem to get 3 yards at will, generally on the ground. But again, with this prolific attack, a play action, it can really hurt you. And the 1 touchdown they did have was over the middle.
It is 3rd and 3, clock ticking. We got 4.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter tonight, the final week of the regular season for IHSA football. Pressure being brought by Benet. It is a run, and Nick Martinez not able to go anywhere. A huge stop for the Red Wing defense. That's Declan Walsh and company in on that stop, and it brings up a decision for this DePaul College prep coaching staff here on 4th down.
And that's exactly it. Can you kick the field goal from here, or do you make, clearly they're not going to punt. I don't see a field goal unit coming on. I'm thinking that's out of his range anyway. Have to be, about a 39-yard kick from here. So they're going to go for it, 4th and about 4. I'm thinking they'll put it in the air.
Yeah, loss of 1 on the play. Walsh playing on both sides of the field for the Red Wings. A commit to St. Thomas.
Here we go again. That's that aggressive lift by the offensive lineman on the hard count. I think that shouldn't be defensive offsides, but that's what's going to be called. I just don't like that play. I think there needs to be a high school rule change to prevent that from occurring. But a great time for it.
Yeah, and obviously DePaul will take it, but as broadcasters up here, Bob loving the big moment. That was a huge play, or what could have been a huge play, early here in the first quarter. Instead, an easy move of the chains for this DePaul offense. And Rodriguez, he's got his main receivers on the field. A high snap, able to corral, looking middle of the field, scrambling out on the far side, being chased by Walsh, slinging it to the back quarter of the end zone. That one out of the reach of Braden Peavy.
That was a running to the left. He had to throw it back to the left as well. It's just a hard throw back across your body. Peavy was open, but you have to have a pinpoint pass on that. When you're running that fast to your left, it's real hard to plant that left foot to get the arm around. So just incomplete. 2nd down. I'm still back on that that offsides play for the first down. What a perfect time to run that little gimmick, I'll say.
We've had that a few times already here in the first quarter where sides have been jumping and it forces an automatic first down, whether it's been 3rd or 4th down. Rodriguez yet again, a 2-step drop, looking near side of the field. Pass originally completed, but after a hard hit, that's Jack West who had originally hauled it in. It falls incomplete. There's Dominic Tamala in on the slam.
That was well said. He actually caught it, right? And then he got plowed into by the defender, and that caused him to drop the ball. But you have to catch the ball for longer and actually establish possessions. That's why they're not calling it a completion.
With that incompletion, it's 3rd and 10 at the 17. Clock stops at 3:21 to go here in the first quarter.
This is another one of those big plays. You probably got to stop them twice here. Those 4-down territory, I would say.
I was going to say, Bob, also could see a run here, wanting to set it up, but that 4-down territory potentially in play. They'll elect to pass here, scrambling out to the far side. Is Rodriguez directing traffic out near the end zone all the time in the world? He's just going to throw it away with pressure being brought there at the end.
Yeah, all the receivers in the end zone were on the left side. Nobody was on the right. If one of those receivers had broken to the right with a little bit of a sprint behind it, maybe that pass could have gone that direction. But again, going to the left, it's hard for the quarterback to turn and throw it deep into the right corner. So wisely, like you said, throw it out of bounds. But 4th down, they're going to get another crack at this.
It appears they're going to bring out the field goal unit. Is DePaul.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. So let's see, where is the ball? At the 24, so it's a 34-yard kick. All right, we'll see.
It is the sophomore number 81, Emmett McHugh. A chance to give the Rams the lead right back after they scored the game's opening touchdown on their first drive. Snap and hold are good, and McHugh with the right. This one is wide left.
So Benet held. You know, that's the old defense. That's what they say. You know, you bend but don't break. Well, they bent, got the ball down just a little bit out of his range, 34 yards. I think, though, it wasn't out of his range. It was just, unfortunately, off to the left a bit.
And after an opening drive where the Red Wing defense essentially got marched down the field by this Rams offense, they respond with a pick six, and then they come back and force a missed field goal. This is where shop will be set up for Ryan Kubacki. It's inside the 20-yard line, but they'll take it with a tie game here at 7 apiece. Clock now rolling on that whistle, nearing the 3-minute mark in the opening quarter. Kubacki motioning a man to the slot out on the far side. Be a fake handoff, looking for a quick pass. There's Luke Doyle on the reception. He's able to bang off a couple of bodies, head out near the first down marker on the DePaul sideline.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down on that play. That short pass to the right, wide open. That's been set up with some really good running by Benet.
And Doyle has had some highlight plays this season. You looked at that St. Patrick game, had an 80-yard connection for a 6-point play, as they like to say in football, from Kubacki to Doyle. And on the fresh set of downs, Kubacki looking far side of the field, looking for Doyle in and out of the hands. Try to fit it in a tight window there, Bob, but the pass falls incomplete.
You hit it right on the head, tight window. The defender was in front of him and another one in back of him, and he had to kind of lob it right between them, and it went right through the hands. I mean, you really can't pass it any better than that.
Ball marked at the 30, so that initial reception to begin the drive for Doyle was good for 13 yards. You look at the other Luke in this receiving room for Benet. Luke Wild's a 3-touchdown game against St. Patrick. Unfortunately not dressed for this evening's game. Kubacki scrambling out near the Benet sideline. Lucky to have grabbed a few yards there as the pocket collapsed on him almost instantly.
Yeah, he did turn the corner pretty well, but he only picked up like 2 or 3 yards. But I felt like he was running for his life. He is a fast guy. He was getting chased. So now you're on the left hash, so it's third down. You need to get 9 yards for a first down. The wide side of the field is to the right, so what I'm thinking is going to be roll out to the right and then try to get more of a slant. Some receiver who's going to be in motion while he catches the ball, not comes back to the quarterback. Because if it comes back to the quarterback, you're probably going to be too short for the first down. And you got to punt here if you don't make it.
1 yard picked up on the play. It's 3rd and 9 at the 31-yard line of Benet. Kubacki with 5 being brought here for DePaul, scrambling through the pocket, going to take it himself, embraces contact, but stays on his feet. That's a first down and more for the Red Wings. Nearly dodging another tackle, and Kubacki is taken down out near midfield. A fantastic play for the Benet signal color, and a massive first down here in the opening quarter.
I thought that was a great open field tackle initially, and then he got out of it. That would not have been a first down. It would have been a punting situation there. Somehow he got out of it and continued to go.
And he looks over. Obviously, you can imagine with DePaul's quarterback, Juju Rodriguez, having some running action in his game. Ryan Kubacki says, all right, what you can do, I can do better. It's the clock rolling at 2.5 minutes to play here in the first.
And what we haven't heard is Radgowski.
And we'll see if he gets involved here. Does not. A fake. Looking for the deep ball again, pushing off Doyle. Thought he had hauled it in. Either way, on the sideline, pass falls incomplete to bring up second down.
A little push-off never hurt anybody, but he saw it first, pushed the defender out of the way, made the catch, but sounds like, or appears he was out of bounds, but that was close. That's one that you would want to play back, and did he have 1 foot in bounds perhaps?
We talk about, Bob, the running game, looking for Radgowski. That's not even him out on the field right now. That is number 21, Joe Salvino, the junior running back to the right of Radgowski. Should say to Kubacki. Thinking about Martin Radgowski, though. Declan Walsh, Brendan, is a good blocking presence as well. And there is the give to Salvino. He's able to get it past midfield around the 45, setting up a third and much more manageable for this Red Wing offense.
Well, and what that allows, they can run or pass in this spot. So they can get another play just like that. It was six yards gained on that play, so all they need is 4. Or a play action up the middle. And again, we can run or still pass. You've got a run-pass option here.
Ask and you shall receive. Checking out Joe Salvino. There is Martin Radgowski checking in to the Red Wing backfield.
So I think now that you're finally on DePaul's side of the field, you can get 2 runs in a row. In other words, you're in 4-down territory here, I'm thinking.
It is 3rd and 5. And there is the handoff to Radgowski, looking out on the left side and churning his legs just near that first down marker. It'll be close, Bob.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it to him. This is high school football, and we comment about this all the time. You get close to that first down marker, nobody measures it, and somebody's not going to come out with a playing card and see is there some space between the marker and the ball. So this will be a first down. You're at the 40. So again, just saying, you feel like you're Benet, you're in the lead, even though it's tied at 7-0. You've got the ball in their territory. Doing a great job this game. That pick six sure changed the complexion of this whole game.
Ball placed right at the 40-yard line. 70 seconds to play in the first. And we'll see if Luke Doyle continues to see a lot of action here for this Red Wing offense. Man in motion from the far to near side of fake. One-on-one coverage. Doyle, that's exactly where Kubaki is looking. Luke Doyle. Pass falls incomplete. Almost went out and got it with his left hand. Good one-on-one coverage there on the far side of the field.
Yeah, that was a nice pass break. It was a double move out to the outside and then up the field. The throw had to happen before the double move was actually made. So you're counting on the cornerback watching the receiver, not the quarterback. Anyway, it was a perfectly thrown ball and a very, very good breakup. 2nd and 10 now. But I like it when they throw deep like that because that opens up the shorter passes, the shorter slants, things like that where you throw it and you run after catch.
It brings up 2nd down. Clock stops 52 seconds. Quick action here on the near side of the field. Cast complete near the 35-yard line. That's Ben Albert.
I like these 5-yard chunk plays, right? So now it's 3rd and another 5. So again, it's somewhat short. You can still run. It's 2-down territory. So even if you don't get the first down on a run, you get a second try at it, or you can still pass. And the important thing here is, again, the ball's on the left hash, so you can sprint right and still make a pass on the wide side of the field.
Just playing smart football. That's all that matters at this point. Ball will be at the 38-yard line, 21 seconds and counting. We'll see if Benet can get the play off here before time expires. Now set up in motion. This would be the final play of the quarter. Now looking over to the sideline, Kubaki. Barking out orders as well to his offensive line. The clock will hit zeros here in the first quarter. A little bit of a late reaction there from our officiating crew. Nonetheless, that'll conclude the first quarter here this evening in Lisle. We're tied at 7. Benet marching down the field. We'll be back here momentarily for Illinois high school football on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore.
At SBS,
thanks to
we
Sports
offer a
Broadcast
professional
Solutions.
broadcasting
SBS
experience
is a
for the
live broadcasting
non-professional
network,
athlete.
as well as
Just
covering
like the
your
pros,
on-demand needs.
we offer everything
Recruiting
for
videos,
you.
highlight
Play-by-play
videos,
commentary.
and much more. We can
A
broadcast live to any
no-hitter
website.
at
We also
Kane
post
County
as much
Stadium.
on-demand content as
15
we can.
strikeouts,
For information about
1
SBS,
walk,
check
1
out our
error,
website
and
at
that's it.
sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast
Recruiting
Solutions,
videos,
a
and
broadcasting
much
network
more.
for everyone.
Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor.
Back here for the second quarter on the campus of Benedictine University. It's Benet Academy football. The Red Wings hosting the DePaul College Prep Rams. Andy Ockham, Bob Vilsoe, and the third member of our team, Kalia Butler, bringing you the action tonight here in the final Friday of October. 3rd and 8. It's a give up the middle, close to the yard to gain. We'll see where it's marked. And Bob, an entertaining first quarter, some turnovers defensively. Benet currently marching down the field.
Well, and I feel like Benet's right now kind of lucky to be in the game at 7-7. Of course, they had that one long pick six, but here they are in their own right, marching down the field, moving the chains with every first down. So here it is, 4th and very, very short. So I think they're going to keep it on the ground, but this is another one of those big plays of the game.
Starting to get Martin Radgowski involved. He gets the handoff yet again, plunging up the middle. Plenty there to move the chains and collect a Red Wing first down.
Well, that was the right guy to hand it to. Plowed through the middle, broke a tackle, fell forward, got the first down, and another set of downs. So again, Benet, now I jokingly say they're in the lead with the 7-7 tie, but they've got the ball only, the 28-yard line, controlling it, moving the chains. They're doing a great job against DePaul today.
If you're just joining us, DePaul getting the scoring started on their opening drive. A Juju Rodriguez 5-yard touchdown pass to Braden Peavy. Juju's 21st touchdown pass in the season, Braden's 9th receiving touchdown. And then Benet getting on the board defensively. An INT for 6. Play action, fake pass over the middle. That one hauled in by Luke Doyle inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Benet.
Yeah, we've heard this a couple of times, right? First down and goal at the 5, only this time now is for Benet.
That pick 6 I was alluding to earlier that came in the first quarter. Jack Clevenger on the receiving end of that to have us tied at 7. Benet knocking on the door, getting their first lead of this evening's game.
So at first I thought, Bennett's lucky to be in the game, but now Bennett's earning it.
They're in control.
Yeah. And again, I would like to see this on the ground, but I'm thinking, run it on the ground, see how far you get. Maybe play action and run again. 3 receivers on the right can block if they run that way.
Kubaki going to keep it himself, having to elude one tackler, but he is swarmed by that defensive front of the Rams. Loss of yards there for Bennett's quarterback.
It almost looked like he was about to lose the ball and had to go, snatch it back out of midair. So he couldn't gain any more yards after that. Now, that didn't gain much, so it's, second and about 6? 7 maybe?
If any gain was had there, and it's obviously important to keep care of the football. Kubaki, unfortunately, let one slip out of his hands. It was a hard hit, though, in that defensive front for DePaul. Popped out, but then it was on that next play where Benet collected the pick 6. So that was essentially erased off the board as well.
He's a good runner, but I'd like to see them go to Radgowski here to get those tough yards.
It is 3rd and goal. Ball spotted at the 6. It is Radgowski in the backfield, man in motion as well. They'll fake the give. And rolling out on the far side, Kubaki going to keep it himself, running out of room, and they'll just have to dump it and toss it away.
Oh, another tough call. Do you take the 3 points or do you go for 7 here? If you get the 3 points, you're always going to be wondering. You're leaving 4 points on the table. If you go for it.
We're waiting the decision here. It depends on the confidence of your kicking team. The kicker on the Benet side, it is the sophomore number 37, Michael Conway, but it appears the offense will stay on the field.
Did I count wrong? It's 3rd down?
It is third down.
Yeah, it's 3rd down.
Okay. I counted wrong. I thought it was 4th down.
Our apologies to those back at home. We had it as 3rd down up here. And here we go. Now the real 3rd down. Pass completed on the far side of the field. That is Radgowski, who's into the end zone for a score. Flag thrown on the field. We'll await to see the call out of whistles, though. This one could be coming back, Bob.
Holding on Benet. Oh, what a shame. So now it's 3rd down and 17 or so to get this touchdown. Guess you got one crack to hit it into the end zone and then kick that field goal. You're not exactly in 4-down territory when you're 17 yards from a first.
And as the old saying goes, it appears it'll be 3rd down in a country mile.
Right.
We'll see where it gets backed up to exactly on that holding call. It was a good play design, though, Bob. You like what you see there. Getting Radgowski, just finding a way. And I always say that with your best players, especially, if you could just get them in open space with the football. Doesn't matter how you get it to them as long as that can be in play. You saw that there. It was executed perfectly, but unfortunately a hold brings it back.
That is a shame that hold caused it. And, of course, the question is how bad of a hold was it? I mean, from way up here, I didn't detect it, right? But was it a major hold, and that's why I scored the touchdown? Or, maybe one of those plays that shouldn't have been called?
Ball after the penalty, spotted at the Ram 15. Kubaki dropping back, escaping through the pocket again. Pump fake, trying to find something in the corner, but instead is met at that second level near the 10-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
And I like what DePaul is doing. They've got a middle linebacker over the middle just in case Kubaki does decide to take off. And it's hard to get past that spot. He's just as quick in his own right. So 4th down, looks like a field goal attempt.
It is Michael Conway in the special teams unit in pursuit of 3 points. That would put Benet up for the first time this evening.
I feel like this time at least they're not leaving 4 points on the field. The right thing is kick the 3, take the 3, because if you go for it and you don't get it, now you're leaving 3 on the field.
Snap and hold are good. Conway, does it have enough? Yes, it does.
Perfect kick.
10-7 Red Wings.
I didn't think I'd be seeing a 10-7 lead after the way the first part of the first quarter went, but Benet in it, ahead 10-7. Now it's up to the defense to get the ball back. Now this time, if they can get the ball back, they have the ball and the lead, not just a 7-7 fake lead like I've been talking about.
So then I swing the question to you, Bob, and I won't get too repetitive with this tonight, I promise, in terms of what we're looking for, but Obviously, DePaul now the first time they're out on offense without the lead. Are you expecting to see more in the air? We obviously saw the touchdown connection from Rodriguez to Peavy, but other than that, it's been a lot on the ground early in this first half. Do you expect him to air it out a bit more here on this drive?
I do, but I also think that's the plan. I don't think either team is deviating from their game plan yet, so I think DePaul intentionally has kept the ball on the ground to kind of set the tone, and I think you're going to see a lot more passing in the later in the second quarter and then the last half. So, yeah, I do think you'll see a lot more on the air, but I don't think that they'll go to the air because they're behind. I think they're going to go to the air more because that's part of the plan that DePaul has for this game.
2 men back deep for DePaul. That's number 7, Nicholas Haithcote. Another one of their key receivers, a senior who we haven't called out yet tonight. That's number 85, Justin Sterner. After his completed field goal, Michael Conway will send it away. It is in the direction of Sterner, or I should say that is Haithcote who will take it out. Out past the 20, rotating from the near to far side of the field, pushing defenders aside as well in between the 30 and 35-yard line, which is where this drive will begin for DePaul.
And that kickoff is important because if you can put it into the end zone and push them back to the 20, they've got to go 80 yards with no chance for a good return, for example, this one or a touchdown. So that's like a 15-yard gain because you can't kick it into the end zone. So the ball's at the 35, 65 yards to go to tie or take the lead.
8:43 to go in the first half. Obviously, we'll have whole second half of action as well, and like we had in the pregame, we'll have a postgame interview as well with Kalia Butler. Had her come up as well for a report in the first quarter, expecting her to make the walk back up to our press box here for a second quarter report as well.
I like it when she comes up for those in-game reports.
Oh yeah.
Yep, does a good job.
It was good to get the insight there from the Benet sideline, staying after it despite the opening drive touchdown for DePaul. They were able to get a defensive score themselves.
It's kind of like giving a microphone to the coaches on the sideline to hear what they're talking about or thinking about.
We're up here, and she's able to be down there and give us some insight. First play from scrimmage here on this drive, a give up the middle to Martinez, runs right into that second level of the Red Wing defense.
DePaul's doing a great job on first down. Yet again, 5 or 6 yards on that first down play, making it second and short. And I think that's one of the reasons DePaul's kept the ball on the ground because they have been successful on first down. They haven't had to pass to get the first down.
Dean May, yet again, in on the stop, one of the key linebackers for Benet. And they'll stay on the ground. Here, second and medium, getting it closer and closer to that marker, and they will move the chains, a quick motion of the chain gain, so 2 runs to Martinez and a fresh set of downs for the Rams.
And you can tell right away it's a first down. The line judge over there stops the clock, because on all first downs the clock stops, and then the chains are going to move.
Under center.
Whoops.
Rodriguez lost the ball.
This is going to be incomplete, though.
It was originally fallen on by Joe Rohde, but it appears, as you said, Bob, it'll be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, every time that kind of a play happens, though, you got to go jump on the ball anyway. You just never know what the referees are going to call, right? And then, they think about it later, and, oh, that's a fumble. Who's got the clear recovery? Sometimes, especially in the pros, you see that happen, and nobody picks the ball up. And you got to train your defenders, especially, to go pick up those loose balls, even if the whistle is blowing. Go get the ball.
You just never know nowadays, right? And they'll bring up second down.
And maybe it was a wise, kind of like an attempt at tucking the ball. I mean, if he throws that ball and goes pick 6 the other way, that doesn't work. So probably a wise throwaway. Second down.
We'll see if they go back to the air here. Rodriguez instead. A handoff on the right side to Martinez, able to evade the defensive lineman in front of him and get a healthy gain here on second down.
Yeah, got the 5 yards they look for on first down, so that was a good job. So it's 3rd and 5, so an incomplete pass and then a run instead of a run and then an incomplete pass. But now this is key, these 5 yards. This is another one of those big plays among many big plays. I mean, not like the biggest play of the game, right? But you don't get a first down here, you got to punt.
3rd and much more manageable, as I like to say. It'll be 3rd and 4 to be exact. Ball at the 30 of DePaul. Remaining out of shotgun, 3 of the 4 receivers are out on the far side. Another handoff to Martinez. Martinez bouncing it that way. Met in the secondary. Jack Getz, the junior safety, was there to make some contact just in front of that first down marker.
Now, we're kind of in the Bob Uecker seats, but it did not look to me like he made it. Let's see what they do. They are calling it a first down. See, it's a generous spot, but we're in Bob Uecker seats real far away and at a tough angle, but they got the first down.
First time we've called out some of the secondary names for this Benet Academy defense today. Getz was there to just apply some pressure and a strong hit on the tailback, but it wasn't enough to prevent him from moving the chains. Ball at the 34-yard line. We're under 7 minutes to play in the opening half. Benet brings forward. It'll be a keeper for Rodriguez. Swings it out west, the completion out near the 40, and a gain of about 5 here on first down.
And this time they threw on first down. They haven't been doing a lot of that, but last couple times now they've thrown on first down. Still got the same 5 yards when it's through the air on the ground, but it's still 2nd and 5. DePaul is terrific on first down.
And I think both of these teams, you describe them, and this is the perfect way I loved having them describe, Bob, as chunk plays. Both offenses, especially here in the second quarter, have done a fantastic job picking up those intermediate yards, the yards that often are overlooked.
It just seems like 5 yards is the play of the day. Every time they go, it gets marked 5 yards forward.
Haven't seen that big play down the field yet. I mean, heck, the only offensive touchdown we have is a 5-yard score. So it's almost fitting so far here in the first half. Screen pass on the outside, completed to Heathcote. And he's able to get a solid gain there.
So that time a 10-yard gain. So they put 2 quarters in the machine and got 10 yards instead of 5. This looks like it's coming back for some reason.
Flag on the far side of the field, as you mentioned, kind of in our blind spot, Bob. We'll wait to see the call. Is a Benet lead.
Well, it's only fair that it would be a holding call, right? Well, I don't know what they did call, but because there was a holding call at the other end that prevented the touchdown from going in, so well, there it is. Holding.
10 yards from the side of the foul. Repeat second down.
A tough 10-yard penalty to take there for the Ram offense.
Right. So as I said, it's a spot foul, comes back 2nd and 9. It's a 1-yard gain.
And we'll see if they go back to the ground here with Martinez. 2 receivers on each side here for Rodriguez. It is a give. Instead, that's Heathcote in the backfield, barreling right through a man.
And that's
putting it short into the yard to gain.
And that's what happens when you continue to run, right? So those 5-yard chunk plays, that's, 6 or 7-yard chunk play, right, that gets the defense tired. Also, they're not necessarily running up the middle, and that means the defense has to run left, run right. They get tired going both sides of the field. Now, 3rd and short. But another one of these small, big plays in the game, right? You're 3 yards away. You need a first down. If you don't get it, well, maybe if you're a yard away, you make it. But otherwise, it's a punting situation.
Just about 8:45 here in Lisle. Was a 7:30 scheduled kick tonight. Had a very entertaining, highly offensive underclassmen game. 38-37 was the final. Benet defeating the Rams. And the appetizer for tonight is senior night as well, so some of those pregame festivities moved our kickoff back, but that's all right. We're having a great time here at the Village of Lisle Sports Complex. That give on 3rd and 2 is not going to be enough, and here comes a decision for this DePaul coaching staff.
You couldn't have said it better. The decision point, 4th down and kick, or go for 2 yards. It looks like they are bringing out the punt team. But you were talking about that JV game, that 38-37 game.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, we were able to at least live stream most of it. We got here and set up pretty early, make sure everything was working, so we live streamed at least some of that game to you at the end. It was a really exciting, big comeback.
And a lot of action through the air as well. 40, 50-yard completions from both offenses. It was great for the fans as well, similar to, like you mentioned, us arriving early and setting up. The fans that got here early, they got a bit of a show prior to the varsity game here tonight. Clock continuing to roll as well here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like playing here, or at least announcing here, right? You always look, it's a big stadium, it's a college stadium, it's a perfect home facility, but there's a lot of fans here all the time. It's a great place to play.
The returner for Benet is a fake punt. How about that? They snap it to the up man, and that's going to be enough for a DePaul first down. Some trickery.
I did not expect that, but now remember the trickery earlier, the flea flicker pass that got broken up. But here, the trickery on the punt got the first down. That was a good spot on the field to go for it. It's midfield at least. Everybody thought where they were punting. I thought they were punting.
Hiked it to the sign to see, Bob.
Oh yeah,
that is Martin Radgowski,
of all people,
down at midfield. He was holding his knee, that right knee. Unsure of the severity of the injury.
Well, that's what happens sometimes when you hike it to a big guy. And Radgowski is trying to prevent that first down.
Hasn't gotten up yet.
No.
It is on the lower body. We'll see, and maybe that's something as well that Kalia Butler can come back to us with a report when the time is right, as Martin's able to hobble off the field a little bit on his own strength there. That's good to see from the young man and their senior tailback.
Yeah, we'll hear about it soon, I'm sure.
So it brings this DePaul offense back out onto the field. And ball spotted at their own 47. chance for them would originally look like getting even more momentum, Bob, back on the Red Wings side, them getting the ball up 3 points with under 4 minutes to go in this half. Instead, the drive continues for DePaul and their quest to snatch the lead right back that they had gotten early in the first quarter. 3 receivers on the far, 1 on the near for Juju Rodriguez. He'll swing out that way, looking far downfield, and we'll give it a good heave. 2-man coverage, pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, he threw that into double coverage, but nobody was open. We get the benefit of looking downfield. There just was nobody effort, and he had all day to throw out, well, all day in terms of seconds. He made a pretty good throw, over the defender and in front of the other defender, but obviously wasn't able to be completed. But, that fake made a huge difference in the game, too. It's about, a little less than 4 minutes to go. So either Benet was going to have the ball, somewhere in the middle of the field with 4 minutes to go, or they're going to get the ball somewhere in the middle of the field.
And that was Jack Getz in on the coverage with Luke Doyle as it brings up second down, and it brings Kalia Butler back to the broadcast booth. What do you have for us, Kalia?
Yeah, there's just been a significant difference on each sideline. Benet has come with a lot of energy. All the players on the sideline are just really amping each other up. I went over to DePaul's side, and you can just tell they're not really into it right now. A lot of players just kind of yelling at each other, saying, hey, keep your head up, keep going. But there's definitely a lot of energy coming from the Benet side, and all of them are saying they want it bad.
And rightfully so. Thanks, Kalia. It is their senior night. It is their final home game of the regular season. And as Bob mentioned as well, Bob joining us back, Bob Vilsele, Andy Yackham here for Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. A beautiful Friday night for football. And Bob, the energy as well, you mentioned it, we're in a college stadium, and although it may not have the capacity that one would expect, there are still a lot of people here for the final week of the regular season.
Well, and that in-game report is intriguing to me. The DePaul players are yelling at each other. That's an interesting direction for the energy go, especially as a college coach. I'm like, no, you need the Benet type of energy. You need to be focused.
It is 3rd and long, 3.5 minutes to play, 3 men on the line defensively for Benet. And that's what they'll bring, a 3-man rush. Rodriguez dropping back, sliding to the far side, and a flag thrown. It's incomplete, being tossed away to the Rams sideline, but it appears a hold will be called here, Bob.
And now this is one of those things, do you want the yards or do you want the 4th down? Now, if they back it up 10 yards, they get one more play, right? But if you just decline it, you get the ball back instantly. 3 minutes and 28 seconds to go. It looks like they're taking the yards.
They're going to give this Rams offense another shot here. Interesting decision. We'll see what comes of it.
And here comes, nope, they're not. They're declining it, and they're going to take the punt, and they're going to get the ball back with 3:28.
More of the decision that we expected,
right,
on the Benet side and from their head coach, Pat New.
But what a great job that Benet is doing here. Okay, they are up 3 against a strong DePaul team, and they're getting the ball back with about 3 minutes to go, which is, kind of an eternity, maybe not in high school terms more than the pros, but 3.5 minutes to go with the ball and some timeouts.
2 men back for Benet. A lot of time taken off the clock. Nearly a blocked punt on that one, and it's going to take a nice roll in favor of the visitors. This one scooting just inside the 15-yard line.
And there's a lot of coaching philosophies here. Do you try to catch the ball? Do you call a fair catch or just let it drop? If you don't touch the ball in any way, right, if you don't catch it and try to return it or don't call a fair catch, there's no chance for a fumble late in the first half here. But if you let it go, you could lose 10 or 15 yards on the roll, and that is what happened. So 3:27-ish to go. They have to go, 87 yards. Long way. So you also got to make sure that you get a first down or 2. Otherwise, DePaul can call a timeout, and then they get the ball with a minute or 2 to go.
That's something unheard of for this Benet offense. They have that big play ability and plenty of time on the clock, but this could almost be one of the situations, if you can get a methodical drive, Bob, down the field, could kill all the clock here in the first half, and if they're able to get 6, they could have a 10-point lead heading into halftime. It'll be a give to begin this drive. That is Joe Salvino on the handoff, picking up around 5 yards.
We see Radgowski on the sideline here. He looks like he's moving around, testing his leg there. He's running a little bit short sprint. So I'm guessing he's going to come back in the game. He's got to show the trainer, I still got it. Put me back in, coach.
It's one of those where obviously in special teams at the high school level, you just want your best athletes, your best players in on that line, and especially in a scenario where it could be a fake, and that's what we saw there. Luke Doyle on the end around, not able to get much, if anything, here on 2nd and medium. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, and just expecting Benet to be in the playoffs next week anyway, but I think this game hinges on whether they'll have a home game in the playoffs or an away game in the playoffs. So this game has a lot of importance, not the conference championship notwithstanding.
It is a loss of a yard there for the Red Wing offense. 3rd and 6, 2.5 minutes to play in the opening half. Ball at the Benet 18-yard line. 3 of the 4 receivers here on the near side. Kubacki drops back, a screen to Doyle. Hauls it in at the 15, gets out to the 20 before being taken down.
And that's not going to do it. It's going to be 4th and about 5, and I think they're going to have to punt away. I'd be a little surprised if DePaul doesn't call timeout. There it is.
Right on cue.
Yeah. So they had 2 timeouts left with the ball and 2 minutes to go. Well, 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go.
2 minutes and some change. They'll get a chance to put together a drive that could give them the lead heading into the half. It was Benet to get the ball to start the game. Picked up a first down. Drive stalled out around midfield, and a shank of a punt for the Red Wings is what allowed for favorable field position for DePaul and for them to score on their opening drive. A 5-yard connection from Juju Rodriguez to Braden Peavy. The lone touchdown on the Benet side came a couple of drives later. The first play from scrimmage coming off a Benet turnover. A pitch pick 6, just trying to get rid of it, was Rodriguez. It landed right into the hands of linebacker Jack Clevenger, who took it all the way back to the house, and a field goal as well from Michael Conway, the difference up to this point.
And what a great synopsis that you just made there. But what's interesting also is all that was like in the first part of the first quarter. After that, it's been a very, very clean game.
Yeah, only the field goal here in quarter number 2. And that is the quarterback, Kubacki, and on punting duty as well. Fair catch called for around midfield, and a little bit of hand to the face there from Nicholas Haithcote, who received the punt. Bob, I'm not sure what that was all about, but it's going to affect DePaul massively here.
When stuff like that happens, we're up here, not down there, and I'm certain people are saying stuff on the field, the old taunting kind of thing, and you don't know who said what and who retaliated, right? But that's what's going on down there, and if you're a player, you just cannot let that affect you. It costs you, 10 or 15 yards in these situations where those yards matter. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go, you've got the ball either at midfield or maybe your own 35.
I think it's one of those, it's time and place, right? That's not the time nor the place to get into that. And like you mentioned, you have limited time. You do get the ball out of half. It would be something to not only have a lead, but to get the ball at half as well. A huge opportunity here for this Ram offense. And instead of starting this drive in Red Wing territory, they're backed inside their own 40.
So we're going to see as the game goes on if that 15 yards is going to matter. So if they get down to the 20, can they kick a 37-yarder, or would that ball have been down at the 5? That sort of a thing. So we're going to see. But they do have 2 minutes, and they do have the ability to pick up large chunk plays through the air. So we'll see how much that makes a difference here.
Mark it at the DePaul 38 to be exact.
And I think both teams have 2 timeouts left.
We'll see what pressure is brought here from the Benet defense on first down. Is a handoff to Martinez and immediately getting into the backfield. How about Joe Rohde? He snuffed that one out. A loss on first down.
So one of the few times that DePaul doesn't get 5 yards on first down, but then we're also talking a little different situation here within the 2-minute warning here.
Rohde joined by Declan Walsh. I've talked about Walsh playing on both sides of the ball, committed to St. Thomas, and Rohde as well, a name that has been mentioned a few times in the first half. Will be playing some Division I football coming up after his time here at Benet, a commit of Butler. 2nd and 13 at the 35, minute 40 to play here in the half. So again, Rohde looking to get pressure off the edge, dropping back. Rodriguez sliding up through the pocket. He's going to take off. Dodges one tackler, spin move as well. Couldn't avoid being wrapped up by Dominic Tamala.
Yeah, it's easy for us to say it up here, or me in this case, right? I thought he should have tried to get out of bounds. Instead, he thought he'd do a spin move and make a few more yards inbounds. I thought if he really tried, he could have gotten out of bounds, stopped the clock. But right now, it's 3rd and about a yard. So I guess he was probably thinking, I want to pick up that first down.
It'll be 3rd and short. 60 seconds right about now to play in the half. Benet brings 4, rolling out to his right is Rodriguez. That pass complete. Is it enough to move the chains? We'll wait and see. It should be on the reception there for the first time this evening. It's Justin Sterner.
Yeah, it's the first down. I thought the pass was a little bit soft, and I'm wondering if maybe there was a defender in the way that he had to dodge. I couldn't tell, but I would have thought that he wanted to rifle that in quick. The receiver was wide open. He catches the ball, and he could get turn upfield and get a couple more yards, maybe break a tackle.
Quick stop of the clock, Bob, as the chains move.
Right. But back to first down, they're still at midfield. They got the 15 yards back that they lost on that penalty, but now a lot less time.
Still looking to get in to Red Wing territory.
I think what I would do is throw a couple downfield, and I mean deep downfield.
4-man blitz brought here by Benet. Once again, Rhodey just throwing bodies as that pass on the far side of the field. Complete once again, Rodriguez to Sterner, and he gets out of bounds.
That was well played. They were trying to go downfield. They were covered, so it was appropriate to tuck the ball, then sprinted out to the right looking for, in this case, the check down pass. It worked for a 10-yard gain, moves the chains, and stops the clock. Can't do much better than that. Do that like 3 more times, you got your touchdown.
Yeah, and it gets him into Benet territory. It is at the Red Wing 42. Going to need a big play. A lot of chunk plays in this second quarter and in the first half, but the home run play is much needed here for this Ram offense.
I feel like the receivers lined up off sides.
And we'll see. No flag thrown there. I saw the same thing, Bob, as Rodriguez now rolling to his left, looking down the field, heaves one out near the sideline, was looking for Matthew Osterman, but just not enough room in bounds for that pass to be completed.
Well, that little ticker in your brain goes, 1, 2,000, 3,000, or, like in the old days, remember when you're in the park, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So you get up to 4 Mississippi, and you got to get rid of that ball, and probably wise to put it in the bleachers rather than in the other team's hands.
It only took 9 seconds off the clock on that incompletion. Brings up 2nd and 10. We'll see here, they want to work the sidelines, and the Benet defense is going to be prepared. They're going to close off those sidelines and openly welcome any tosses to the middle of the field. All by himself in the backfield now is Rodriguez, putting as many options out wide as possible. A long pause. And yet again, looking middle of the field, Rodriguez looking far sideline now for West. This pass picked off.
Yeah, that was an underthrown pass. Well read. You want to say it's an easy pickoff. Let's see, what's they got left? 15 seconds. They have to go, well, unless they're going to throw it long once or twice, I think they're probably just going to do the old, I call it the victory formation, even though it's not a victory yet. But we'll see if they run and just eat the clock, or I would, why not launch one? Why not?
And welcome back to the game, Martin Radgowski. That was him on the INT.
Again, shows his importance on the field. How about it?
He still has that limp as he's walking back to the sidelines, but he's given it his all for his team here on his senior night, final week of the regular season.
Well, after you catch an interception, you can exaggerate your limp a little bit. But if you don't catch the ball, you have to pretend there's no limp.
Is looking at the spot of the ball. It's inside the 20. Put it exactly at the Red Wing 18-yard line with 15 seconds to go. That's Joe Salvino in the backfield.
Yeah, I think they'll run it still.
Is Kubaki. It is a give to Salvino up the middle. Good gain getting past the 25.
So Salvino's stats get padded a little bit before the end of the half. That's all right. And then they take the lead to the locker room. They played a really good first half. Now they got to put a really good second half together to beat this really good DePaul team.
Each team with a touchdown in the first quarter. The difference, a field goal here in quarter number 2. It will be DePaul to receive the second half kickoff. We'll be back shortly here for Benet Academy football on Sports Broadcasting Solutions.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Second half of action here in Lisle coming your way right now is the Benet Academy Red Wings taking on the DePaul College Prep Rams. 10-7 our score. The Red Wings have the lead, the Rams to receive the kick here in the second half. Some more fantastic high school football here in the great state of Illinois on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Andy Ockham, Bob Vilsoe, and Bob, a first half where you got a couple of touchdowns in the first quarter. The lone field goal from Benet in quarter two is our difference maker up to this point. We were talking about it right before we came back on the air. A lot of drives that are progressing down the field, but they're stalling out around midfield, 40-yard line.
And that was fun talking about this, exactly what's happening here. Both teams are able to move the ball, but they just can't close the deal. And then when you think it from Bennett's perspective also, their lone touchdown was a defensive touchdown. So really we've only got one offensive touchdown, and that was on a 30 or 40-yard drive, right? So it's not a lot of scoring. The defenses came to play today. Now, just a side note, too, it feels like it's like 5 or 10 degrees colder than it was at the beginning of the game. We're in the upstairs press box, so we're, away from all the elements, we'll call it that. It's a gorgeous night, right? But it's now 5 or 10 degrees colder the second half, so we'll see if a second half team is better in the cold.
Fall is in full force here in the Chicagoland area. You mentioned the lone offensive touchdown for DePaul. That came on their opening drive offensively, a 5-yard score from Juju Rodriguez to Braden Peavy, and that pick six from Benet coming via their linebacker, Jack Clevenger. The environment here tonight has been an absolute blast. The final home game of the regular season for Benet, the final week of the regular season before we get into some IHSA football playoff action next week. It is senior night, and the Red Wings are looking to close out their regular season at 6-3, and we haven't mentioned it enough in this broadcast, Bob. This is for a division title here on the purple side of things in their conference.
And it's a pleasure watching both teams at the top of their game playing each other. But we're going to find out what the adjustments are that were made at halftime. Of course, we're going to have to figure them out for ourselves when I see them. But it's be interesting. I think we're going to see some more passing from DePaul, like we talked about earlier.
And a return from Heathcote to begin the second half. Runs right through a man just out in front of the 30-yard line. That would be the purple division I was alluding to of the East Suburban Catholic Conference, better known as the ESCC. And we'll bring out Juju Rodriguez and friends to begin the second half.
And the flag is way over there on the right, on the north side of the field, and it is not moving a bit. So there's no wind, although I feel like we feel a breeze up here, which is a little bit higher in the air. But on the field, it doesn't look like there's any wind.
The Benet defense consistently making stands, whether generating that big pick six, forcing a missed field goal, all of the above in the opening half.
Which that field goal is looming kind of big the longer the game lasts.
Another INT as well. That came to close out the half. Pass batted at the line out of the hand of Juju Rodriguez. First play of scrimmage here in half number 2.
Good way to stop that first down play. Remember, DePaul was getting 5 yards every time, every chunk, it seemed like, in the first down. Here they got 2nd and 10 now. That pass knocked down, you read perfectly. The receiver was open.
That interception to close out the second half for the Red Wings came from their star running back, Martin Radgowski.
Isn't that funny? Interception from the running back.
Yeah. playing both sides of the ball like a lot of guys on this Benet team do. A give up the middle here on second down. Nick Martinez taking defenders with him. A really solid gain, setting up third and short.
Yeah, he looked like he was on a mission along with the offensive line. So I think maybe DePaul is saying that their adjustments is going to be run it down real aggressively down the middle. So just a yard and a half away from a first down here.
A 3rd and 1. Yet again, they're going to give it right up the middle. Martinez, an easy collection of a first down and some more, getting push from his offensive line, barreling out in front of midfield.
So that tush push gained another 10 yards after they got the tackle. That does work.
And the chains are a-moving.
Then I guess they renamed it to brotherly shove.
The brotherly shove.
Right, can't call it a tush push. Nope, can't do that.
Looking at the spot of the ball, the 48-yard line of the Rams. Going to see if they can get their first lead since midway through the opening quarter. Playing up at the second level is a majority of the Benet secondary, anticipating a handoff. It is to Heathcote, bouncing it to the outside. And he is wrapped up yet again. A young man's name that we have called plenty of times tonight on the defensive line. That's number 99, Liam Rooney.
2 first downs in a row now, though, that DePaul haven't gained much. Now, they got the first down last time because they got a 7 or 8 yard run on second down. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to guess that they're going to put the ball in the air, but, it's going to be 3rd and long if it's not completed, but I think they're going to throw the ball.
The third member of our broadcast team, Kalia Butler, down on the sideline right in front of us near the 40-yard line. We'll hear from her again here at some point in the third quarter. It'll be a QB keeper here for Rodriguez, and he goes nowhere. Applying the pressure and taking him down. Who else but Declan Walsh?
So 3rd and even longer now.
Walsh, the commit of St. Thomas. He's got some touchdowns offensively, serving as the team's primary tight end, and another force to put on that front line.
Now, you could say it's 4-down territory if they gain 7 or 8 or 9 yards, but if they don't gain much here, then I think they'll just have to punt it away. There's that fast movement by the line. I just don't like that. The third time it's effective. It's just too aggressive, and it's not consistent with the rest of the plays. It is offsides, but maybe that wasn't the time to do it. Now it's 3rd and 5 instead of 3rd and 10. When you want to do it is when it's 3rd and less than 5.
First man to jump was a guy who's been so great applying pressure off the edge tonight. That's number 9, Joe Rohde. And like you mentioned, Bob, from 3rd and long to 3rd and intermediate for this DePaul College Prep offense.
There they go again.
There it is again.
And they're another first down. So this time, twice in a row, and they get the first down.
And it was Rohde on that side again, and what really fooled him was the linemen all looking to the sideline.
Well, it makes it look like they're moving, starting the play. Yeah. So you really got to be careful. You got to watch the center and how they snap it. I think that is so effective that I'm surprised more teams don't do it more often.
You would have thought that's something that would have been discussed at halftime, but Mike Pastorella and his staff doing a fantastic job of keeping the Red Wings defensive line on their toes after a couple of big stops, but an easily earned first down for the Rams.
See, that receiver looks offsides again to me.
We'll see. They're all out of line. Not one of them is lined up the exact same way. We'll see if anything's called by the side judge. There is no flag. Rodriguez to the near side of the field. Pass complete to Osterman, being wrapped up immediately by his man on one-on-one coverage. That's Dominic Tamala.
One thing about those offsides calls, too, and the emotions count. So they gave up a first down with those two plays in a row. And I'm thinking if you're Benet, man, you are mad at that. And you're going to play a little bit with more vengeance on the next play. And maybe, it could work against DePaul pulling that off. And if Benet can play better because they're mad, more power to them.
Ball at the 40-yard line of the Red Wings, under 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll see as well if Nick Martinez can get back involved on the ground as well. He's had a couple of strong runs in the opening drive of the second half. Be a fake give. That is Heathcote in the backfield. Floating one over the middle. That one falls incomplete, nearly intercepted in the area code. Martin Radkowski and Luke Doyle.
Yeah, he was very fortunate. That ball had a lot of air over the middle, definitely overthrown, and if the safeties had seen that just a little bit sooner, that would have been picked off. He was lucky there was nobody there.
Yet again, 3rd and long, Bob, and we're going to see if this Red Wing defensive line can hold their places.
Yeah, right. They got to be more disciplined. But what that does do is it makes them wait longer before they get off the line, and it's easier, for the quarterback to have more time to throw the ball. It's very effective.
Here we go once again. Rodriguez looking to the sideline. Nobody's budging for the Red Wings this time. They, at least for the time being, have learned their lesson, especially in this drive.
The lineman didn't move is why. It's funny to look over there and see that, like, the third base type, coaching signals.
Here comes 4 for the Red Wings up the middle, and there's Rhodey having to escape out as Rodriguez looking to juke out a man. He does, and he collects the first down. Fantastic pocket awareness for Juju Rodriguez, and he gets it inside the 30-yard line.
Boy, he sure extended that play. Now, he's a senior, right? So it'll be interesting to see what we do for quarterback at DePaul next year. But what a nice play here. First down again, just moving the chains methodically up the field or down the field, depending on perspective, and down 3.
What is now going to be, at minimal, a 4+ minute drive out of the half for DePaul. They scored on their first drive of the game offensively in the opening half. Can they score in half number 2 on their first offensive drive? We'll have to wait and see.
4-minute drive, 4 down territory.
Rodriguez, high snap over his head, and he loses the football at his ankles. It's fall on by the Red Wings.
Every coach across America says fall on the ball. He tried to pick it up and run backward and still get a play out of it. He overran the ball, and Benet was right there, and then they fell on the ball. So, like we said, we drive the ball past midfield, get into the other, but we just can't close the deal.
And a huge miscue from the offensive line of the Rams. First one to fall on it, that's number 6, the senior linebacker, Daniel Flores.
And we've seen some high snaps during the game, but one was over his head, the others are kind of high over his head, but he catches them, and this one too high, cost them the turnover and 3 or 7 points.
Let's see if Ryan Kubacki and this Red Wing offense can take advantage. Movement on the D-line there.
Hey, it's good for the goose, good for the gander.
For the Rams.
They got it a normal way. They didn't fake it with the lineman going up.
I don't think I've seen a quarterback more fired up for that offsides than Ryan Kubacki was. Energized as could be. It'll be 1st and 5. Ball spotted right at the Benet 47.
Well, I'm going to say those 2 offside calls in a row, I think, did fire up Benet. Now, they came out of the halftime, so they still have to execute their adjustments. But nonetheless, Benet looks a little bit more emotionally in it.
The Red Wings looking for their first offensive touchdown of the evening. Time for Kubacki in the pocket as a man wide open down the field. It's Luke Doyle. Hauls it in past the 20, and he's able to scamper into the end zone, or is he able to?
I think he's out.
They're going to rule him out of bounds. You see Ryan Kubacki, all the emotion, talking to both officials on that side. That was one heck of a completion, but it appears he will be ruled out. Bennett's in the red zone.
Well, the referee is right there on the sideline, and he absolutely has a good view of it. From here, it didn't look like he went out, but we'd have to replay it and see which foot and where it did go out. But what a great play. What they did is send 2 receivers deep, one far side, one down the middle, and then the third receiver, uncovered, who was really out in the flat, kept going. It's like a wheel route with nobody covering him.
You can't leave a guy as talented as Luke Doyle that wide open. And a loss of the snap here. Who's going to fall on it? Ball is still loose, and it popped free again. It appears the Red Wings have fallen on it, but my goodness, the offensive line's a couple of blunders here early in the third quarter.
It seems like the turnovers are coming in bunches. We had that a couple fumbles early in the first quarter. Now we had these 2. Well, I guess this one isn't a turnover, but by rights it should have been. I guess when you put the ball on the ground, you probably shouldn't expect to get it.
Benet knocking on the door, as mentioned earlier in the drive, of their first offensive touchdown and a 2-score lead. It'll be Kubacki, and it's good to see their lead running back at the right hip of their QB. That's Martin Radgowski.
And despite that loss of yardage, though, it's still 2nd down and 10. It's kind of normal. 2nd and goal, maybe, from the 10.
A clean snap, fake the handoff. Looking over the middle of the field, it is incomplete, nearly picked off.
Yeah, that was fortunate that didn't get picked off. It was a nice slant throw, but obviously missed the, I'm not sure if it was linebacker or safety. They're right in the middle of the field that dove and, tipped the ball away, but that could easily have been caught.
Right through the hands of junior linebacker number 33, Luke Flom. Clock stops, 7:31 to go.
So 3rd and 10. I think they'll put it in the air again, but I wouldn't be surprised to go back and see him run for it. Radgowski is back in.
And the question is, like we keep saying, will they treat it like 4-down territory, or will they look for the end zone yet again? And it is a handoff to Radgowski, trying to maneuver past the right guard. It's near the 10-yard line.
Sorry, I think that's going to answer our question, though. With the ball still at the 10, they're going to probably just have to kick it in and get the extra 3 points. But, man, they wanted the 7.
And it is Michael Conway, 101 today on field goal attempts.
His last field goal looked like it was, straight and true and would have gone a lot further.
And the sophomore looking to give the Red Wings a 6-point lead. Snap and hold are good. Conway off the post, no good. A huge stop for the Rams. They'll take over. Score remains 10-7.
Dare I say doink?
Oh, man. Bringing back some nightmares for fans here in the Chicagoland area. Not the double doink, Bob.
No.
But still off the right post. No good for the sophomore kicker. That's a tough blow for the Benet offense after having a huge play on that completion from Kubaki to Luke Doyle.
Well, there's a positive spin on this. When you're up by 6, you can lose by 1. When you're up by 3, well, at least that won't happen.
And we'll see if DePaul can take advantage. A tough turnover on the opening drive for them and for the game in general here in the second half. A snap that flew high of quarterback Juju Rodriguez's hands, wasn't able to fall on the football.
So that turnover way at the other end, it was effectively like a 50-yard pushback, and now DePaul's got to go these 60-some-odd yards, 70 yards, 80 yards to get to score.
Drive starts at their own 20. And wisely, they'll hand it off. This is Heathcote. And a solid gain of around 7-8 yards. Flag flying in after the play.
Probably going to be a face mask.
And near on the stop was Martin Radgowski. I have a feeling that'll be the call as well, Bob.
Lot of yards.
And it will be a face mask. Taking advantage of third quarter penalties has been this DePaul College Prep offense. They had back-to-back offsides that they were able to draw on 3rd and long from Benet that picked up a first down, didn't turn it into anything. Once again, this is the story of this game. These lengthy drives, and especially that one down in the red zone, it turns into no points, though. What was supposed to be and was anticipated to be a highly offensive game is instead the defense is creating a lot of stops under 6.5 minutes in the third quarter. It'll be a handoff yet again here on the near side of the field. Bouncing off one tackler is Heathcote, and he is dragged down. Another flag flying here on this play.
Yeah, he bounced off a defender as the flag bounced off a player.
And it appears to be a holding call on DePaul.
Which has the effect of a makeup call. But that's not what they're doing.
And keeping it even. It's like that face mask call never happened or had very little effect. Clock stops after the penalty at 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third quarter. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here tonight on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Andy Ockham, Bob Vilsoy up here with you in the broadcast booth, as well the third member of our crew, Kalia Butler, down on the sidelines and giving some fantastic pregame insight, a good interview with one of the seniors being honored here on Benet Senior Night, Ryan Kubaki, their starting quarterback, and we'll have a postgame interview for you as well after the result of this game. It is 1st and 20, ball spotted at the Ram 24. Man in motion, and that is PV. Instead of a give to him, though, will be a handoff to Martinez, who goes nowhere. A brick wall thrown up by Declan Walsh. And a tough loss to sustain there on 1st and long for this DePaul offense.
Those little things matter so much. Another high snap, and what that does is it gets everybody uneasy. Yeah, I thought she was going to be up here by about now. But anyway, it makes everybody uneasy, and it was lost behind the line.
So we get ready for 2nd and long. Third member of our broadcast team, Kalia Butler, joins us back up here in the booth. Kalia, not a lot of offense here in the third quarter. I haven't really seen much since the first, but being down on the sideline, I'm sure you've picked up some good insight from both sides.
Yeah, Ryan Kubaki was really disappointed in his last performance when he was just out on the field. He came out and was very frustrated. Coach came over and said he was just misreading a couple things just to keep going, but defensively, Benet is kind of holding them together right now, but there's still a lot of energy on the team. It's funny just seeing one of the players who's in a boot and crutches sprinting up and down, trying to get them going. But overall, the defense is holding them together offensively on both sides, not looking too strong.
Thank you so much, Kalia. We continue to mention, despite both teams already have clinch spots in the playoffs that will begin next week. There's a lot to play for here, Bob. A division title and as well the emotion. This is the final regular season home game for these Benet seniors.
Well, and other things like pride and execution, right? So here you have a chance to execute against a good team so that when you play in the playoffs next week, it's going to be a good team. So you need to know what works and what doesn't. Anything will be executed well against a bad team, but here you got to learn if your plays are going to work against a good team.
Yeah, it's a good tune-up. As we get into the playoffs on 3rd and long, a screen pass on the far side of the field completed to Braden Peavy. Able to pick up a handful of yards, 4th down and long, and out comes the DePaul College Prep punt team.
Now, the good thing about that play, and that wasn't a first down, of course, but it moved to the upfield about 10 yards. So wherever this punt is going to go, it's effectively going to be 10 yards further. The temptation in that spot is to go deep with the pass, but then if it's incomplete, you don't get that 10 yards advantage on that next punt. And 10 yards behind them, they're much closer to their end zone. So this ball is going to go out probably midfield is where they're going to get it. I'm guessing Benet, and then Benet will have the ball and the lead.
A couple of men back deep to return for Benet. 4th and 16 ball at the DePaul 20. Fair catch called for around the 40-yard line. That is Doyle to haul it in, and that's where this next drive will start. So you look at the mindset, Bob, where I love picking your analytical brain. 4:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. Benet leads it by 3. Obviously, they're still looking for that first offensive touchdown. But they also have to keep in mind, you don't get too complacent with a 3-point lead, but at some point in time here in the second half, controlling that time of possession game is a huge factor they need to look into.
I was just thinking that when you were talking, spinning through my mind. You want to eat up some clock, but if you can get that ball down and get a touchdown in a 2-score lead in this kind of a game where, touchdowns are hard to come by, a 2-score lead might be enough to win the game. But you don't want to get that, well, you do want to get it, but you don't want to get that 2-score lead too soon. There's only 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period, and if you can, 3rd quarter, and if you can eat up some clock and score in the 4th.
It'll be a pass play on 1st down out of shotgun. Kubaki rolling to his right, looking down the field, second to take it himself. Able to evade one defender, but the ball is out. Another turnover here in this football game, and it comes on the first play of this drive. DePaul will take over.
That is unbelievable. You're thinking to eat some clock, score a touchdown, and put the game away by getting up by 2 scores. The first play, you fumble it. Now DePaul only down 3 with the ball at midfield with the ability to move the ball. And, of course, they proved in the first quarter on a short field they can score touchdowns. You only need to move the chains about 2 or 3 times before you score.
It's the second time Kubaki has coughed up the football here this evening. Did so in the first quarter and now has done it here in the 3rd. 4:07 remaining and some fantastic field position for Juju Rodriguez in this Ram offense. The ball will be placed right at the 37-yard line of the Red Wings.
What a fun script. If you were trying to write a script for a good football game, this is what you would have written.
As we continue to mention, entering this one, we're expecting the offenses to go for, trade touchdowns back and forth. Instead, we're trading turnovers here in Lyle. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near. A delayed give to Haithcote right up the middle. Is able to get past the 2nd level and beyond the 30-yard line. A 1st down rush for one of DePaul's leading receivers to begin this drive.
I would think that Benet would be susceptible to that kind of run. It was clearly a draw play, and if you can go up the right gap, if you can open up the gap, you've got 4 people rushing, and you've got 5 people blocking. Everybody else, if the receivers go deep, there's nobody left to tackle them if you can get through that initial line.
It's been interesting to see, too, Bob, that I don't know whether it's due to injury or other factors. We haven't seen Nick Martinez on the ground as much here in the second half. It has been Haithcote taking him out of the wide receiver position and plugging him into the backfield with Rodriguez.
Yeah, one wonders why, right?
They're bunched up here. Only 1 receiver on the field. He's on the far side. One can anticipate a handoff here to Haithcote, and right on cue, right up the middle. Battle of the lines. Able to get beyond the 25. A gain of a few yards on 1st down.
And again, a pretty good chunk. I mean, it's only, 2 or 3 yards that they got, but that's what they need. 2 or 3 yards in a cloud of rubber pellets.
And on the stop, Declan Walsh. And clock stops momentarily, and now we're back and running under 3 minutes to go. Only 3 points have been scored since the 2nd quarter. Both touchdowns in the game came in the game's opening quarter.
Interesting formation, too, not the 5 receiver sets.
It'll be another handoff, sticking heavy on the ground and immediately meeting the tailback, Haithcote. That's number 20, coming up from the 3rd level. Dominic Tamala in on the tackle.
This is yet another one of those big plays in the game. 3rd and about 6, right? If they get the 1st down, they can continue to march forward. If they don't get it, decision time. Let's see, what would it be? About a 40-yard kick? That's a little too far in my book. Let's see, maybe we don't know what kicker they have. but I think that'd be a little too far to try to tie it up.
3rd and 8 from the 23-yard line. Another big play, not only in this game, but in this second half.
And with needing a big chunk of yards, again, I'm surprised they don't have the set with 5 receivers out.
One man to the right of Rodriguez. Looks over to his sideline, potentially changing the play call at the line. It will be a handoff on 3rd and 8. They're going to treat it potentially like 4-down territory here, Bob. Heathcote able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And every time they get a new line of scrimmage, in this case, what about the 20? You're thinking, 37-yard kick. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 4-down territory. But here you need 4 yards. It's not 4th and short per se. It's 4th and a little bit longer than short.
It's a pickup, though, on that 3rd and long that you'll take. You'll never complain with the 4 yards, and it brings a decision here. And
is this a field goal unit coming in?
Yeah, and I think we're going to see an attempt after all, picking up some yards for Emmett McHugh. Another field goal attempt. He missed his first of the evening back in the second quarter. He's looking to tie this game at 10.
Well, and a lot of us could second-guess the decision, but one thing, the coach does know how far this kicker can kick it.
Snap and hold are good. McHugh, does it have the distance? Yes, it does. We are tied.
A great kick from 37 yards out in the fourth quarter to tie the game. Well, late in the third quarter to tie the game. What a great kick. But the coach knows he can make that kick or not. It's not like he's guessing. He knows exactly how many yards distance he needs to be to get that kick in. It was straight and true.
Each team with an underclassman kicking their field goals, and they're both 1 of 2, and both their field goals have meant a whole lot in this 10-10 game. Clock stops at 1 minute and 6 seconds in the third quarter. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here tonight on SBS. A fantastic football game in Lisle. Fourth quarter will be coming up just in about a minute or so. We're looking forward to seeing how this third quarter ends up, and with Benet getting the ball right back.
And the kicking teams matter, right? So there was a field goal that was missed earlier, to the left, and there was that punt that turned out to be a squib, and then this really good field goal from 37 yards out, and we're at 10-10. So again, we're back to my, silliness here. We got Benet, who's in the lead with the ball at 10-10.
Right back where they wanted. An unfortunate fumble from their quarterback, Ryan Kubacki, on the last drive. And on the first play from scrimmage, that's the second time he has fumbled today, and both fumbles have come on the first play of a drive.
Yeah, and this reminds me of one of those overtime games in college, right? Okay, so there's a whole quarter to go. Benet's probably going to hold the ball for 6 minutes. Let's see if they score or not. And then DePaul's probably going to hold the ball for 6 minutes to see if they score or not. So we're coming down to the last couple possessions of the game.
Luke Doyle brings it in at the 6 and takes it out past the 20, near the 25.
So Benet has to be very, very patient. Just move the chains, move the chains, move the chains. Make sure you score somehow. And, of course, you can't fumble it on the first play from scrimmage. I would try to get the running backs more involved as opposed to running it with the quarterback. Kubacki's coughed it up a couple of times with some good jarring tackles.
Looking to see more Radgowski as well, Bob.
Yeah.
I know you've seen Joe Salvino get mixed in there as well, but we're waiting for a big run from Radgowski here tonight.
And the yards are tough going against this DePaul defense.
On the first play of the drive, a handoff right up the middle. Exactly what we were looking for.
Some people wonder, well, why do teams keep running it up the middle? They only get 2 yards. Why run it up the middle? Well, what you have to do is you have to do that to make sure the defense is honest. Then you can go with play action, or you can go left or right with a run. Right now, the wide side of the field is on the left, so one might think that something is going to go that direction.
It is 2nd and 8, 33 seconds and counting down to the third quarter. Ball at the 24-yard line of the Red Wings. Be immediately looking far side of the field. Kubacki able to complete that pass. Luka Diomede in on the catch.
So about a yard short. So this is where you'd expect Radgowski, maybe perhaps up the middle. I think if you're 1 yard to go, even though you're in your own territory, and even though you're going to end the quarter here, I'm thinking that it's a 4-down situation. You need the ball, and you need to get the first. And giving away the ball to a good DePaul team, that's not going to go well.
We're tied at 10. We head to the final quarter here in Lisle for some IHSA football on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, sports.
To the fourth quarter we go, the final 12 minutes to determine a winner in the final week of the regular season in Lisle on SBS, a broadcast network for everyone. Andy Ockham, Bob Vilsoe, and Bob were tied at 10. Third and short, a huge play here for the Red Wings.
And what a great game between these 54 and 55 ranked teams.
And it will be a handoff right up the middle.
You got it.
And appears to be enough to move the chains for the Red Wings.
Well, that's exactly what they needed. Okay, we're starting the fourth quarter here. They've got a first down. They've got the ball. They've got the lead 10-10. So, but this time, though, I jokingly say they've got the lead. They've got to get the ball downfield in a position where they actually can score to truly win the game.
In short down situations, it's a perfect guy to have in the backfield. Number 1, Martin Radgowski. Fresh set of downs. Ball placed at the 38-yard line and some movement on the line, forcing a jump there. Under center, Ryan Kubacki.
I think where it's going to be offsides. Let's see which direction he goes. Yep, offsides.
And a call that we have said all too many times here this evening on both sides.
What you look for there when only one guy crosses like that, sometimes you're thinking maybe he got drawn off, but nope, offsides.
Ball now at the 42.
And again, a short first down, so it's 1st and 5.
I'm looking to see if Kubacki can connect again with Luke Doyle. They had a big downfield completion on that missed field goal drive in the third quarter. See if those two can dial it up again. Rolling out to his right, Kubacki, and looking far side of the field. Pass complete right on cue. There is Luke Doyle, and they move into DePaul territory.
I'm like looking around on the table for that little crystal ball. I didn't pack it in my bag. You have your own, I guess.
Not going to give out the lottery numbers just yet for tomorrow, right. Bob. We
used to play this game called QB1 where you have to predict the next play, and you got 90 bonus points on that call.
I will say I called the connection. I was looking more like downfield, like what we saw in the third quarter. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take the point. I'll take the win where I can get it.
So 3 plays from now, what's going to happen?
Handoff up the middle, Martin Radgowski. That's my call here. 10:45 and rolling down. Dropping back, looking near side of the field. There's Luke Doyle. He hauls it in at the 20, able to slip one tackler, and is brought down at the 10.
Quarterback paid a price, but what a great completion. Deep down the left side, 90 more bonus points, but hopefully the quarterback's okay. He got decked on that one. I was kind of looking for a late hit flag, but I'm glad it didn't happen.
A little bit of a limp there for Ryan Kubacki. You know what? I was one play off on the downfield completion, and Doyle running routes on the opposite side. Normally he's out on that far side of the field when we're at our vantage point, switching sides and taking advantage of a mismatch on the corner. First and goal, design run up the middle. Kubacki past the 10, gain of a pair.
If I'm Kubacki, I'm holding onto the ball with both hands.
Don't want to take any chances.
No, and he's going up the middle into the danger zone. But he did get a couple of yards. The longer they take, well, I guess it's still 10 minutes to go, but the longer they take to score this touchdown, the better off they're going to be. And, of course, they need to score a touchdown. A field goal may not do it.
It is second and goal. All 3 receivers for the Red Wings on this play will be lined up on the far side of the field. Under 10 minutes to play in our final quarter of action tonight on the campus of Benedictine University. Kubacki drops back, looking far side of the field, rolls out, avoids pressure from one edge, is going to keep it himself, and is ragdolled down out near the 7.
It's not a sack because he ran, but that was excellent coverage downfield. That was, I guess you would have to say, a coverage tackle. Nobody was open, so he had to take it. He had a little bit of a gap on the right side to go through, but 5 yards away from a touchdown now.
Big play coming up, third and goal.
If they score, though, it's going to be fun watching DePaul, and I mean a touchdown, right? Because DePaul, the whole fourth quarter is going to be 4-down territory, and with an electrifying offense, you have 4 downs to get the first down. You don't have to worry about punting. Could be a real fun fourth quarter.
New tailback in the ball game. That's number 21, Joe Salvino, rolling out on the near side. Radkowski for the corner. He's got a man. It's Luke Doyle. Touchdown, Red Wings. The first offensive touchdown of the evening for Benet. It comes at a perfect time. They're back out in front, 16-10. The point after to be attempted here by Michael Conway. Bob couldn't have drawn it up any better.
You can't. Perfectly thrown. Now, this point matters, right? 6 versus 7 points, but it will be interesting if DePaul does score. Do they go for 1 point to tie it, or do they go for 2 to win it? 9 minutes to go, plenty of time when they get the ball back.
Snap and hold are good. Conway knocks it through. 17-10 Benet, 9:07 to go in the final quarter of play, and there's a punch thrown from this Red Wing offense. It's up to the Rams to provide a response.
So the game, or the play that changed all the momentum was that pick 6, right? It looked like, I mean, we were even talking, or at least I was, it was going to be a 14-0 game. And, DePaul had driven on the short field once. They're going to drive again on the short field twice, 14-0. But no, that play just turned the whole game around, changed the emotions. So 17-10. Now we're going to see DePaul in 4-down territory the whole entire fourth quarter, and that's going to be fun to watch, too.
The energy, too. The pop after that touchdown was scored. The first touchdown we've had since the opening quarter of this game. It'll be Conway to boot it away. And DePaul, not having scored 6 since their first offensive drive, they put through a field goal in the third quarter to tie us at 10. And we have another lead change here in Lyle this evening. Senior night, final week of the regular season. Couldn't have asked for a better football game.
Yeah, you couldn't have scripted a better football game.
It'll be Conway to boot it away. This kick hauled in inside the 15, taken out by number 21, Connor Bearfield. Still on his feet, past the 20, out near the 35, trying to turn a corner.
Yeah, almost got that corner turned.
He jogs out of bounds.
Well, Benet did their job. 75 yards away from a touchdown here. Or 70 yards away from a touchdown here.
See one Red Wing coming off here on the 10-yard line with a limp wrist. That's aiding Mersinger, one of the seniors honored tonight. Could be a stinger in his shoulder. Didn't look good, Bob.
No, he doesn't look happy.
We will see this drive begin at the Ram 27. 4 receivers on the field for DePaul, 2 on each side. Consistent 4-man pressure has been brought tonight by the Red Wings, and we see the same here. Rodriguez drops back, escapes up through the pocket, is going to take it himself. Rodriguez out near the 30, picks up a few yards before being tackled out of bounds. And once again, the man recording the pick 6 this evening for Benet, that was number 30, Jack Clevenger, on the stop.
And on that stop, it was only a 2-yard gain. So DePaul seems to get like 5-yard chunks on first down, at least in the first half. They're not getting those 5-yard chunks here in the second down. Again, undoubtedly some defensive adjustments that Benet has made to keep the ball second and long now.
Ball remains inside the 30-yard line of the Rams, 2nd and 8 from the 29. Haven't had that big play downfield yet for DePaul. Their lone touchdown, a 5-yard score from Juju Rodriguez to Braden Peavy. Handoff up the middle here on 2nd and long, and barely being able to get into that third level, second level even, if that, was Nicholas Haithcote. It brings up 3rd and long.
Well, you said it on that long play, but Benet did have a long play to Doyle, and that's effectively the difference in the game.
Yeah. And we'll see what the play call is here. Once again, despite being backed up into their own territory, do you even see this at 3rd and 8, Bob, as a 4-down territory situation?
Well, I think if it's going to be 4th and 8, I would still punt it away because they can get the ball back on downs later. You don't want to give the ball up to Benet in this part of the field.
A bunch formation A couple of tight ends out near the backfield to provide as extra blockers, assuming in pass protection. That's the plan. They actually take off. Rodriguez, far side of the field, pass hauled in and right out of bounds. Perfect to gain the first down for Matthew Osterman.
That was a perfect read. The receiver on the right's going to deep. The receiver on the left is going just past the first down marker, pretending to go deep, and comes back to the ball, but stops right at the first down marker. It was well read that was the receiver to throw to.
Ball placed at the DePaul 38-yard line.
But that was max protect. It was just the two receivers out. There wasn't even an outlet. It's either those two receivers or throw it away.
A fresh set of downs for DePaul and a must-score drive. Rodriguez, a long pause, quick pass out to the far side of the field. Another completion, and shedding one tackler is Osterman. A solid first down gain through the air for the Rams.
That was well read on defense, though. I mean, if that ball wasn't fired in with the speed it was fired in, that was going to get busted up. So perfect play. Again, first down chunk of yards. So it's second and about maybe 6. Looking at the play call on the sidelines, the signals coming in from a third base coach-like player. Or coach, I mean.
Ball will be right at the 41. Second and 6. And that similar formation to what we saw on that third down conversion. See what the extra 2 men in the backfield do if they stay back to block or if they go out to pass. They will block this time. Rodriguez near side of the field for Peavy. Man falls down, pass complete. Peavy knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. There's the big play we're looking for from this Ram offense, Bob.
And they got it. And of course, Bennett's looking around for, hey, where's the flag on that? I got knocked down. Anyway, it's a great pass. But again, it was another max protect. So DePaul, the adjustments they've made, it's not 5 receivers out in the open getting open and 5 blockers blocking anymore. It's max protect, 2 receivers out there, and there's quarterbacks just picking those 2 receivers out.
Looking for an exciting finish down the stretch. Just over 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Clock will resume after we are set here. Man in motion is Peavy out of the Wildcat formation. A draw right up the middle and getting a lot of space to get after it. There is Michael Casper.
And again, there was a lot of blocking in the middle. Again, it looks like another different formation that's causing max protect on the quarterback. And to your point, they just ran it up the middle with the Wildcat. But so it's second and about a yard, continuing to move the football very creatively behind a very strong arm from Rodriguez.
I'm shocked that we didn't see that more in the third quarter. They had a couple of straight plays with the Wildcat formation in the second quarter that worked out so well. And here it is again with Casper right up the middle, finding a hole through the gap and picks up a few more. That's enough for a DePaul College Prep first down.
You can't help but think they got to keep doing that. I mean, if it works, keep doing it until it finally gets stopped.
And he's not heading out of the game. And rightfully so. This Benet defense should know exactly what's coming, and just to go through things, a timeout taken on the field by Benet head coach Pat New.
That's probably a good time to do it, right? You got to get the right substitutes in to stop this Wildcat formation. It's just the same formation. They keep running it right down the middle, kind of like down your throat. If you don't stop me, I'm going to keep doing it. And so Benet said, I'm going to find a way to stop you. We're going to call timeout, talk about this, make a substitution. But I like the adjustment here. DePaul couldn't score one way, now they're trying to do it another. It's like a computer program in a way. If you keep running the same program, it's going to have the same results.
You're just joining us. The Red Wings lead by 7. Each team put up a touchdown in the first quarter. Lone scoring in quarter number 2. A field goal for the Red Wings from Michael Conway that put them ahead 10-7 heading into the half. A few turnovers exchanged in the third quarter before DePaul tied it up with a field goal of their own. And the difference here in the fourth quarter, a perfect connection in the red zone from Ryan Kubacki to Luke Doyle. Sports Broadcast Solutions bringing you this presentation of IHSA football and Benet Academy football.
Your recaps are amazing. I'm looking for the teleprompter that tells you what to say. How do you remember all that? You're pretty good.
Just having a great time tonight here in Lisle, and a great action-packed game to close out the regular season. Out of the timeout, looking for the back corner. Rodriguez, pass incomplete, his intended receiver, Braden Peavy.
Yeah, clearly the end zone ran out of space there. But again, a max protect kind of thing. There's only one receiver out, so it's either Peavy or nothing. Now, Peavy caught that first touchdown earlier in the first quarter, so he's obviously the target you're going for a touchdown. But, maybe a receiver out to the left or in the flat or somebody else. On the other hand, this is going to prevent the sack and the strip sack and all those things that can happen bad.
Ball at the 10-yard line. Back-to-back runs out of the Wildcat formation with Michael Casper worked wonders for this offense to give up the middle here to Heathcote. Just running right into the pile between both teams and getting an extra push around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that gets a little dangerous. The ref hasn't blown the whistle dead yet. There's a little bit of forward progress. A couple linemen come from the back and push forward and get some more yards. So what are we at, the 4-yard line, 5-yard line maybe?
Right around that ballpark, it brings up third down and what could be a game-defining drive.
Right. Now, with an electrifying quarterback, you think 2 throws into the end zone can do it. Maybe PV will be the intended target. I'm different. I think you can, jam this in on the run twice.
And the visiting fans from DePaul on their feet, making some noise for their team here on third down. High snap, give to Heathcote to the left side. He has stood up near the line.
Decision time, but I think they'll go for it. But the decision I'm thinking is run or pass here. That high snap, every time there's a high snap, I feel like it upsets the timing of the backfield handoff, and the rush gets there quicker.
And you look at it, a passing game that has been so potent all season. Rodriguez attempting 38 passes in their 41-38 overtime loss just a week ago against St. Francis.
Now, I'm not going to say this is the game right here, but we keep saying big play, big play, big play. Well, this is like a double big play here. If they score, the game's tied. Well, we think it'll be tied, right? But if they don't make it, Benet will have the ball in not much time.
Here we go, 4th and goal inside the 10-yard line. Juju Rodriguez, clean pocket to work with, serving. Drawing out to his right, he's got a scramble now, play some backyard football. Rotating out to the far side of the field, pass for the end zone, it is caught. Touchdown DePaul.
Talk about just amazing hustle, field awareness, and I didn't think that was going to be caught. It looked to me like it was too softly thrown, it was going to get defended. What a great play, ran to the right, then ran back to the left. He had blocking, nobody gave up on the play, perfectly thrown.
Finding his man right at the perfect time when he needed it. Chance to tie the ball game up here at 17 apiece. 4:33 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's not tied until the kick happens, right?
Yeah, it could be the biggest kick of the game. Easily knocked through.
What a great kick that was. I think that ball's landing in the next county.
Yeah, Emmett McHugh, the sophomore, left no doubt there on that PAT.
Well, now, okay, so he's got a strong leg, obviously. I'm thinking put the next kick out of the end zone. Make sure they've got 80 yards to go to get any points. And the way this game has been going, maybe Benet doesn't get too many first downs, have to punt it away, and you've still got a couple minutes, you can win it. On the other hand, Benet, with 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes to go, all they need is one drive. They have a strong field goal kicker as well.
And some visible frustration there, Bob, from the Red Wing defense. So defeated. A drive down the field. First touchdown since the opening drive offensively of the first quarter for the Rams. They get it right when they need it, but still a chance for this Benet offense to respond, and where their passing game has looked fantastic here in the second half.
Well, and then, of course, that Juju Rodriguez effort was second to none. I mean, he was all the way almost on the sideline on the right side. He had to run all the way to the sideline on the other end, and the defense had to stay with their receivers. There was a bunch of receivers in the end zone, and they did for a long time until they didn't.
McHugh to send it away back to Benet. This one hauled in at the 10-yard line. It's Luke Doyle. Doyle not able to get past the 20. Good work by the DePaul special teams unit. Not super favorable field position for Benet for this drive, Bob, but they're fully capable of driving 80-plus yards down the field.
Well, on the fortunate side for Benet, they have a long field to go, right? But it's tied, so it's not like they're down and they have to go there. They can get a first down or two or whatever and then punt, and maybe the game ends at, in an overtime situation. But they've got the ball. It's tied. I mean, when you think about it, when the game starts, if you can get the ball tied late in the fourth quarter, that's what you want, especially with two even teams like this.
We'll see what the starting package looks like for the Red Wings here in the most crucial drive of the ball game for their offense. Man in motion on first down. Near side of the field, far side I should say, complete to Doyle. Luke Doyle, green grass in front of him. Quite the completion. On first down, it's going to be a house call. Touchdown Red Wings. Luke Doyle, his second of the quarter, and they get the lead right back on the first play from scrimmage.
Showing some wheels on that catch. I thought for sure he'd get tackled from behind by somebody. He pulled away, got tripped up around the 10-yard line, and then stumbled into the end zone. What a great play on first down. A slant on the right side, and Nobody could catch him.
Back and forth we go. It only took 12 seconds for 6 more to be thrown up on the board for the host.
So before the 4-minute warning, you're going to say we're going to see another touchdown for the other team to tie it.
Immediately, that puts the pressure right back on the DePaul College Prep offense. This long, methodical drive down the field, their offense worn out, tired. I mean, same thing to be said for the Benet defense as well, but those two units a little bit more fatigued are going to have to head back out onto the field as the PAT is knocked through by Michael Conway.
I mean, what can you say? But unbelievable, totally unexpected. But Doyle showed some real speed there.
Quite the environment to be in here tonight. No place we'd rather be for Friday Night Lights than here in Lisle. Sports Broadcast Solutions bringing you a thriller to close out the regular season. Our fantastic crew here tonight doing a great job. All the various roles that we have, obviously us up here in the booth, Andy Ockham alongside my partner Bob Vilsoe, and the third member of our team, Kalia Butler, has been giving us fantastic insight from down on the field throughout the ball game.
This kind of makes me wonder, who are we going to talk to at the end of the game? Doyle on that play? You know,
yeah.
I mean, wow. I know we've spoken to Doyle before in the past, right? But
2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. It's hard to not look at a young man with star potential, and let's not even say potential. He is a star for this Benet offense. I feel like saying star potential is disrespect to Luke Doyle, and just a junior as well, still has a whole nother season in a Red Wing uniform.
Well, and his stock just went up. Talking about, you know, picking colleges, right?
Yeah, be on the lookout. Doyle, a 5'11 receiver. I would say plays a lot bigger than his frame entails. Big opportunity now for this Benet defense to slam the door shut and close out this football game with 4:16 to go. A pooch kick here from Conway, hauled in at the 20, taken out past the 30. That being the guy who has been receiving a lot of the carries here in the second half of the Rams, number 7, Nicholas Haithcote. And that's where this drive will start for the Rams offense.
Well, they got the kick that they wanted, right? So the ball's at the 28-yard line. Now, the reason for the pooch kick, right, is so that it's hard to return it. So when the receiver catches the ball, he can get tackled right there pretty much in place. If you kick it deeper, the opportunity for return is a lot greater. That's why they put the ball figuring it. Well, if they get the ball at the 28, I wish we could kick it in the end zone, but we can't. But if they get the ball at the 28, they got 72 yards to go. But if we kick it deep and they return it for a touchdown, that wouldn't go well. So 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
This place is buzzing, and rightfully so. We bring back Kalia Butler into the booth. Kalia, quite the fourth quarter we have had here. Both teams just trading blows.
Yeah, I mean, on the DePaul side, the coaches are kind of getting off them. This is a team that's prided themselves on defense all year round, and Benet is just kind of breaking through the cracks each time. Coach is just saying, hey, like, if you want to win this game, you need to step it up. But Benet has responded effectively each time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. Thank you, Kalia, in the air here in the fourth quarter. That connection, Ryan Kubacki and Luke Doyle, about as dialed in as it could be. Bob Vilsoe rejoins us here in the broadcast booth. A gain of 7 on that first down carry, and the Rams go back to the ground again. It'll move the chains here on just a couple of runs to begin this drive.
And they can still run the ball, and in this case the chains are moving, so the clock stops briefly, right? But they can still run, they can still pass. They've got enough time. They don't have to be a one-dimensional passing offense here. What did work, though, was that they left a lot of blocking for the quarterback, right? So, but only 2 receivers in the patterns. Looks like what they're doing again here.
Ball at the 41-yard line of the Rams. Out of shotgun, Rodriguez. Pump fake, looking over the middle of the field. Pocket collapses, and he's got nowhere to go. Declan Walsh with the takedown, but flags are a-flying.
Yeah, that could go either way. It's going to be a personal penalty on somebody here. Again, 2 receivers. They tried to double move on both sides and tried to pick out which one was going to be open. Nobody was, and the sack happened.
Probably the quietest the crowd has been all night here at the Village of Lisle Sports Complex. Declan Walsh visibly frustrated after hearing what the officials had to say. This could be against the Red Wings.
Face mask, defense.
Brutal call for this defense after what was a huge takedown. Be a repeat of the down. Ball at the DePaul 38.
Meanwhile, the clock did run a little bit, so we're we're about at the 3-minute mark-ish.
There we have it again. More company in the backfield with Rodriguez. 1 receiver on each side of the field. He drops back, some good blocking here. Going to take a shot. looking for Peavy. One-on-one coverage in and out of the hands. Fantastic one-on-one defense played there by Dominic Tamala. This time he gets the best of DePaul star wide receiver.
I feel like the next play they need to run is this deep slant down the middle. What they did, again, double moves down the sidelines. They got receivers on both sides. It's a cover 2 defense, right? So both receivers going downfield are also blanketed by a safety each. But if one of the receivers can break back into the middle behind the linebackers, there is no safety there. So I think I would run essentially the same play, but one of those receivers has cut across the middle, and he's got enough time to make the throws. Now they're back to the 5 receiver set.
And nobody in the backfield with Rodriguez, 2nd and 13. Clock stop, 2:46 to go here in the final quarter. 4 being brought by Benet, and they get into the backfield quick. Rodriguez having to play some impromptu football, looking far side of the field, pass incomplete. Once again, looking for Peavy, unable to connect. It is 3rd and long.
Yeah, anybody but Peavy would be like, oh, darn it, you should have caught it. But, Peavy is such a sure-handed receiver. You're like, well, you're allowed to – I don't want to use the word drop one because from here it looked like it was dropped, but from there it was a tough catch, no doubt. But now we're 3rd and long. So now they're in a spot where they got to either get it on this pass, right, or half of it now and half of it on 4th down. They're down to 2 plays here, down to touchdown, 2.5 minutes to go. I mean, the time is starting to run out on DePaul here.
The Red Wings have the Rams cornered right where they want them. 3rd and 13 from the 38-yard line. Rodriguez, plenty of time to work. Rolls out, looking far side. Pass complete, and hard hit. Wait, no, it's picked off. An INT. And it's going to be taken back for 6. Martin Radkowski, 3rd interception for the Benet defense. My eyes deceived me, Bob. I thought that was a completed pass, but instead, the Red Wings have put this ball game away surely.
It was completed to Radkowski.
There you go.
And what a great guy to run it back, right? He got more yards on that interception than he had running all day today, probably, right? But you said it. They put the game away with that one. With about 2.5 minutes to go, down 2 scores. This game's over.
And if it holds, the Red Wings will take the division title here in 2024. And Martin Radkowski laying out right in front of the 45-yard line on the Benet sideline. 2 interceptions, playing a bit banged up after getting hit hard in the second quarter. He has been an impact player on both sides of the ball as the point after is good.
Brains work fast, and I was just like you. I thought that was completed for a first down. It was 3rd and 13, so they had to make a longer pass, and that's where Radkowski was able to hang out and then cut it off and go the rest of the way. And Radkowski is a terrific runner. There was a couple of times when it looked like he was going to get tackled, but he understands how to go through the gaps between the tacklers and follow his blocking, and he got through there, and it was a great run back.
2 pick sixes in this game. It's the second time the Red Wings have had 2 pick sixes in a game this season. You look back to the St. Viator game in Week 4 here at home, in a game that they won by 7. Defense wins championships, and defense has surely won Benet a handful of games this season.
I think you had like the Stats LLC website in front of you on that one. Wow, the second time this year.
And that was a game, too, where Cooper Komet, the younger brother of Chicago Bears tight end Cole Komet, starting under center for St. Viator. He had a fantastic game. He threw for over 300 yards, but the Red Wings defense had him covered for 2 defensive touchdowns, and you see it here again tonight against another extremely talented quarterback in Juju Rodriguez. Over 20 passing touchdowns, over 2,000 yards in the air. But this Benet defense tonight, Bob, they've made him look uncomfortable early and often.
Well, defense has been the name of this game. Yeah, 2 touchdowns the other direction. I was here for that St. Viator game, right? And we were wondering, is Cole Komet here somewhere? But that was the game when they were in Indianapolis, so we figured they were at the hotel or something. But that was Friday. The game was Sunday. So it's possible, but we didn't see him.
And why not one more time see what Benet can do defensively? They lead it by 14, 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter. A defensive score, 2 Luke Doyle touchdowns here in the fourth. This kick taken out near the 20, bouncing off a couple of tacklers. A really good return here from Heathcote beyond the 40-yard line.
Yeah, see, I like to kick it deep, but nonetheless, they're squib kicking it kind of to the right side where they feel like they can control the runner and ensure that he can't run it back. Because the only thing that can really hurt him, badly at least, would be a run back for a touchdown. They don't mind giving the ball, in this case, like at the 38-yard line. But if they do score, they have to score quick, kick it onside, and get another one. And that's going to be a tall order for DePaul. DePaul's got to be, on the depressed side.
This entire unit, Bob, you're looking at all the pressure that's been applied consistently. 3 interceptions out of the secondary. There really is no weak spot, especially tonight. And a Benet defense that, they've run up against a couple of tough opponents here the last 2 weeks. They allowed 62 points to Nazareth on the road a week ago. Quite the response from the unit here in the final week of the regular season.
You hit that on the head. Quite the response from the unit, right?
It'll be Rodriguez, ball at the 42 out of shotgun, rolling to his right. Everyone in the backfield immediately. It'll be a design screen pass. Completed to Heathcote. Past the 45 is wrestled down out in front of midfield on his own sideline.
That was a good open field tackle. I mean, if that tackle didn't happen, there was 10 or 20 more yards until he got to the next tackler. And it was also a well-designed screenplay. Another quiet crowd. You can hear the pin drop almost as if they're trying to listen and hear what the referee is saying.
I would say it's a good silence. I don't know really if those exist, but this is a Benet crowd that's been super energetic all night, and this is their biggest lead of the game, a 14-point lead. We're under 2 minutes, and like you said, Bob, I think we're just more or less anticipating what is to be said here from the officials. Is you now even see over on the Benet sideline as well, their coaching staff wanting to know, hey, what the heck's going on here? Appears nothing, all good. Potentially just respotting the ball. Pat New getting an explanation. Out near midfield, nobody joining Juju Rodriguez in the DePaul backfield. There you have it again, looking up. It's that offensive line.
See how that offensive line came up slower that time? They weren't looking for enough sides.
They had to reset the clock. That may have been a part of it as well. We're at 2:08 to go in the fourth quarter.
Our scoreboard operator, Scott Mayernick, always on the ball here.
And Rodriguez, once again, having to evade pressure, looking to let it fly down the middle of the field. He does, turning his receiver around every which way. Jack West was wide open, but that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't pick the ball up in time. When the throw gets made, the receiver isn't yet looking at the ball. So when the ball is in the air, now he starts to turn back. He just didn't pick up the ball soon enough, therefore couldn't adjust. It looked like he had plenty of time to adjust to get to the ball, but obviously just didn't pick it up yet.
3rd and 4 from the 42. Exactly 2 minutes until the clock hits 0 here at the Village of Lisle Sports Complex.
A fantastically exciting game until maybe now.
It has kind of gotten out of hand, largely in part to the highly explosive passing game of the Benet offense and a pick six yet again as well. A delayed give up the middle to Heathcote. Here on 3rd and 4, it's more than enough to get the first down as this Rams offense enters Benet territory.
I like those drop plays. When you have 5 receivers, there's a lot of defenders on the outside and with a safety or 2 behind them. And so unless that front 4 gets that runner, you're up against just maybe 1 linebacker.
It's something we haven't seen a lot of today. On the ground, we'll see what happens here. The air we go. Rodriguez yet again surveying, going through his progressions. Evades Walsh, lets it fly, near side of the field to the end zone, caught. Touchdown Rams. In on the reception is Justin Sterner.
Now, it's not exactly a Hail Mary, but obviously a long pass for a touchdown. You get the extra point here and you kick your onside kick. I mean, they're not out of it yet. There's a minute and a half, minute 28 to be exact.
This is that passing offense that we mentioned a lot off the air before the game, and once we got on the air in the first half, and we're seeing it here, it was a 1-score game, 90 seconds to play. The point after very important here on the attempt, and surely an onside kick to come.
Boy, that return for a touchdown that Rudkowski made, I call it an empty net touchdown, is now the difference in the game.
Snap and hold are good, as is the kick from McHugh. Not over yet, 31-24.
Yeah, I think it will be after the onside kick. So, I mean, the betting is, Benet's going to pick the ball up. But wouldn't it be exciting if DePaul gets it? They'd be at midfield, a minute and a half to go with the electric arm of Juju Rodriguez. But in all probability, Benet's going to get the ball and be able to run it out.
I would feel really guilty, Bob, because after that pick six, we said, surely this will end the game.
Right.
Not sure if you're one for a broadcaster's jinx. I know I have different opinions on it, but I would feel bad for the Red Wing faithful.
Yeah, well, I believe in your crystal ball, so I think you probably got it on that touchdown. So it probably did seal the game, but it is still an exciting finish with an onside kick to go.
It's the Red Wing special teams unit, the one to break out onto the field first. I've been to this stadium plenty of times during the day, but there's just something about it under the lights that has made it that much more exciting tonight. A great way to end the regular season.
Well, it's so much fun, too, because they get to play in a college stadium. And, a lot of the high schools, I mean, they have nice stadiums, to be sure, but not quite like this. Tons of seating, great press box, which we're getting the benefit of. You know what we're missing is the ambulance that they usually have out there. Oh, it is there. I haven't seen it go off.
That corner. No, I haven't either. I was looking for the same thing.
Yeah, it usually goes off on touchdowns. It maybe got the different ambulance operator out there today.
Here we go. It is the onside kick. Bouncing. It's still loose.
How did they not get that?
My goodness, on first bounce, it became anyone's football, but it is eventually fouled on by the Red Wings. Number 42, Kevin Howard.
Yeah, it's got to go the 10 yards, but it looked to me like they did a great job at blocking the Benet, who would have recovered the ball, and it looked to me like DePaul could have easily picked it up on one bounce, but then didn't, and then Benet recovered it. So that was exciting. Play that one back. It looked like they could have had it. But anyway, so Benet with the ball, and just a minute they have to ice the game. So DePaul with 2 timeouts left.
It'll be a give to Radkowski. 2 interceptions for him today defensively. Haven't seen him as much on the ground game. Not much of a gain there, and an immediate timeout taken by the Rams.
So they should have 1 left after that. So if they can prevent them from getting the first down, they could conceivably get the ball back with, maybe a little under a minute, but maybe with a little under a minute. Now, isn't it funny, though, when you say Radkowski with 2 interceptions, the ball handed off to the running back with 2 interceptions.
So we got to love about the high school game, Bob. You got guys flying around and excelling on both sides of the ball. We've seen that tonight. Luke Doyle as well. He's playing some safety, taking some kicks back. They're getting involved in all 3 phases, and it's worked out for this team. And Benet is ready for playoff football. So is DePaul College Prep. Don't want to take anything away from them. These are 2 fantastic teams, and I think you mentioned it earlier. It's great to have a game like this, regardless of the result, knowing that you are already in the playoffs. It's a great battle test for what's to come next week, as long as you just got to keep everyone healthy at this point.
Well, that's when you're practicing your execution. But then back to Radkowski. Remember, he came out with that knee injury earlier, what appeared to be a lower body injury anyway. Right? And then he was running up and down on the sidelines, probably showing the trainer, hey, I can play. And look at him now. He's got 2 interceptions for touchdowns. You start talking about, players of the game, and then you have to think he's obviously in the mix for that. Doyle's in the mix for that.
Loss of a yard there for Radkowski. Ball placed at the Benet. I was going to say Benet still regardless, the 49-yard line. They're 1 big gain away from sealing the deal. It'll be Kubaki with the keeper, runs into the pile. Gains maybe a yard, and immediately another timeout taken. The last timeout for head coach Mike Passarella on the DePaul sideline.
And sometimes you have to be in the right place at the right time and be a little bit of a ball-hawking defender. But if it were me, I think I'd give the 3rd star to Clevenger. That would just be me, just for the return pick 6.
The awareness and just being at the right place at the right time.
Right. Sometimes you just get lucky. I mean, he's a good player in his own right, made some other nice plays, but that's the one that's obviously memorable. But that would be my 3 picks for stars of the game. Not like they get the keys to the Cadillac or anything.
Right.
And what would it be? Keys to the Cadillac, then a bicycle and a scooter.
There you have it. It'll be 3rd and 10. Ball placed at midfield when we get out of this timeout. 1:16 to go. 4th and final quarter of action here at the Village of Lisle Sports Complex. It's been a fantastic evening and a great ball game, too, that we have been treated to between Benet and DePaul College Prep.
So, our scoreboard shows that DePaul has 1 more timeout. So it's 3rd and 10. Right. So at the end of this play, they ought to be able to call timeout and maybe force that punt and get the ball back. So
then I raise you the question: do we see Benet drop back and throw the football here, or do they stick with it on the ground?
I would put it on the ground for sure.
We shall see the lone receiver on the far side of the field in one-on-one coverage. No surprise, it is Luke Doyle.
Yeah, make him earn that timeout.
There you go, motioning a couple of tight ends on that right side of the line. A give to Radkowski, trying to turn the corner and get past midfield. He isn't really able to, and there is the final timeout taken by the Rams.
And they're going to get the ball back with 1:09. Well, with less than 1:09 when the punt happens. But there's still some excitement to be had here.
A tough part on the execution for Benet, but you also can't really blame them when it is known they are going to run the football. We look at this game. Each team with a touchdown in the opening quarter. A field goal in quarter two for Benet. It was 10-10 after the third. A responding field goal from the Rams. All the scoring coming here in the fourth quarter. For Benet, it's been 2 Luke Doyle receiving touchdowns and a pick 6 to make it 31-17 from Martin Radkowski. The score to tie it for DePaul. It was a nice throw and a scramble on 3rd and goal from Juju Rodriguez, and what's made it a one-score game in terms of here on the near side of the field, a lengthy Hail Mary-esque completion from Rodriguez to Justin Sterner.
Remember at halftime it was 10-7, right? We were thinking how, well, both teams averaged 30 and 29 points, right? Here we are at 31-24, and it's almost right at their averages.
A big punt here for Benet. Their first punt of the game almost went for negative yards. They just need something. They need to get the snap off, and they need to get the punt away. That's all that matters right now. There's step 1 and step 2.
Not a great punt again.
It is inside the 30, though, Bob, but only 1 second taken off the clock in that exchange. 1:08 and a chance here. We didn't think that DePaul would get this chance. They have a shot to tie the game.
Yeah, no, they were down by 2 touchdowns. I was writing them off, and all of a sudden, here we are. Just 1 score down. Now they have to make some, real estate here with just a little over a minute. But they proved that they can do that. Like you said, the Hail Mary-esque type play. It was a great completion in the end zone. Both feet were in.
Here we go. The Red Wings are going to need one more big stand from their defense here tonight.
No timeouts left.
And an ESCC Purple Division Championship on the line. Right before we head into playoff football here in the great state of Illinois. See a heavy dose, per usual, of Juju Rodriguez. Drops back. 4-man pressure from Benet, having a rollout. Now Rodriguez being chased. He's able to turn the corner near the 20. Gets rid of it over the middle of the field. He's got a man. It's incomplete. A lot of green grass there in front of Matthew Osterman, but just out of his reach.
Right after Rodriguez threw the ball, he got decked from behind and out of bounds. Big lineman landed on him, but that pass was still right there. That could have been caught with some real estate to go behind him. If he can stall around in the backfield like that and throw somebody down, open downfield, I mean, one play would be all it takes.
DePaul using obviously all 3 of their timeouts on that 3 and out. They have no timeouts to give, runner minute to play, and that took 10 seconds off the play clock there on that lengthy scramble and rollout from Rodriguez. And almost again did they get Declan Walsh here on the near side of the defensive line to jump, but he had good restraint.
Now 4 receivers in this set, so pocket could collapse quick.
Ball at the 27, 2nd and 10. Rodriguez over the middle of the field, incomplete.
I think I'd throw it away from Radkowski, though. That was right to him. If that ball goes a little different, Radkowski gets another interception. I think I'd make my throws on the right side of the field.
Yeah, Radkowski.
And the right side of the field is the wide side, too.
Yeah, he's serving there as the ball hawking safety. He's listed here on the roster as a corner, but he's worked his way into the backfield. That time as the safety. That was one-on-one coverage on Matthew Osterman by Jack Getz. Those two doing fantastic work in the secondary. Those are the 2 names we've called out the most this evening. Here we go, 3rd and 10, 53 seconds to go. Obviously 4-down territory for DePaul.
Now they need a 10-yard pass, though, to move the chains and stop the clock. It won't do well to get a 5-yard pass over the middle.
Man in motion. Swinging out to his right, Rodriguez near side of the field. Peavy hauls it in.
He caught it inbounds, and 2 yards short.
The clock continues to run. It brings up 4th and short. Here we go, 40 seconds.
So do they have a call called in the huddle for a 2-yard gain here?
Still a long way to go down the field as well. In need of 64 yards for this Ram offense, but all that matters is the 2 they need to get right now. Rodriguez rolling out to his left. Got plenty of room in front of him. Flag thrown. So we'll see on this long run as he gets beyond midfield. And another flag as Rodriguez was shoved out at the end of the play by Daniel Flores.
Well, maybe they'll offset, but what an unfortunate holding call that would have put 4th down and 12 instead of 4th and 2. But maybe that penalty on the other side will offset. They'll get another 4th and 2 attempt.
And we had one penalty that was a little bit more questionable on the DePaul side after a fair catch waved by the punt returner in the first half of the Rams, that being number 7, Nicholas Haithcote. But that could be an even more questionable and tough penalty to take on the Benet side late in the 4th quarter in the final minute.
Rams, also DePaul.
Yeah, that's what it was. So holding one way, they're offsetting, personal foul on the other. So we should have 4th and 2. We get to replay that down would be what I'm seeing.
A lot of time off the clock there. We're at 21 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is where the yardage, I mean, if you get a receiver flying downfield, just hold on to him. Clock runs. You lose some yardage and maybe a first down, but don't lose the touchdown. Now they have what looks like a punt returner back there, a very, very deep safety. So that'll eliminate the deep slant. Looks like it's going to be a first down. You have to figure that one out. Holding? Oh. Yeah, I don't get that. I guess there is a little bit of precedence on the personal foul, I guess.
And a fresh set of downs when DePaul Prep needs it the absolute most. Ball at the 41. Rodriguez does have some company in the backfield. You have to imagine it's been a lot of 4-man pressures for Benet tonight. They're probably only going to bring 3 here. Putting more emphasis on the back 8. No, they are going to bring 4. Moving up through the pocket. Rodriguez able to get away from Walsh for momentarily. Still on his feet. Hit hard as he throws. Pass complete to Peavy.
How did he actually catch that? First, how did Rodriguez get away from the tackle? How did Peavy get away from the defenders? Now you're 8 seconds left, so you got time for maybe 2 plays, more likely 1 from the 25-yard line. I mean, how can you think you don't look for Peavy in the end zone and make him jump high for a rebound and get that ball? If they make it quick, they can get run a 6-second play, and maybe they got 2 shots into that end zone. But one thing's for sure, you can't get tackled in the middle of the field, and you can't get sacked.
Juju Rodriguez, oh so talented. My goodness, he has been a joy to watch here tonight. And despite having 3 interceptions back against the wall as many times as you can imagine, this team was down 31-14, or 31-17, I should say, pardon me, with around 4 minutes to go. And here they are with 9-ish seconds, 8 seconds to play. And they're inside the Benet 30, a chance to have a shot at the end zone to force overtime.
And the kind of game you would expect between 2 teams that are ranked, 1 apart. Remember, they're both 54.5.
Entering this evening's contest, it's only fitting as well that they're playing for a divisional title.
Oh, more seconds are put back on the clock. So it's 10 seconds on the clock. They do have time for 2 plays.
All comes down to this, folks.
Well, I think they're going to get 2 plays. Now, they can't get sacked here.
That pressure persistent from Benet. Here it comes again. Rodriguez stands tough, floats it for the end zone. Peavy, it is picked off. Dominic Tamala.
He threw it to the right place, though, to Peavy and just didn't come up with it. Peavy's still not getting up. Very disappointed.
Hope he's all right. That'll be the end to what was a thrilling game here tonight in Lisle. 2 seconds on the clock. So the Red Wings will have to get into victory formation before we wrap this up here.
Remember when we were saying it was an exciting game? Then it was a two-touchdown lead, and then it wasn't an exciting game, and it ended a very exciting game. That was what, maybe a foot away from being caught to a very sure-handed receiver, and that would have, tied the score up.
Back and forth we went all night long until Benet pulled ahead by 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes to go, and want to give the flowers and the tip of the cap. And with DePaul, this was an incredible regular season. Turning around from 4-6 a season ago, they're 6-3, clinching their second ever playoff berth in the sport of football in their school's history, the first since 2015. These are 2 very good football teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they both do in the playoffs starting next week.
Well, and Juju Rodriguez is such a terrific athlete. The question is going to be, what will DePaul look like after he graduates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making a world of difference on this team, clearly.
31-24, our final. Regular season for Benet. They finished 6-3 overall, undefeated in conference play. They win the ESCC Purple Division Championship, and DePaul finishes 6-3 overall as well, 2-1 in conference play. Before we wrap it up here, Bob, just general takeaways from what was a thrilling game to watch here tonight.
Well, it started out slow with good defense, and offenses, made some mistakes and went back and forth like that. And then at the end of the game, the last half, what a thrilling game it was. It was a pleasure to be here. Enjoyed working with you. So I'm glad you were here, and what a fun game to watch.
Likewise, Bob. It was an absolute pleasure. Bunch of action in the fourth quarter. 2 Luke Doyle touchdowns, a Martin Radgowski pick 6, and it came down to the final play. We still have a post-game interview with Kalia Butler coming up for you in just a few minutes before the rest of our crew here tonight for Sports Broadcast Solutions. For my partner, Bob Vilsolet, I'm Andy Yockum, signing off for now. Here in Lisle, the Red Wings win it 31-24 to close out the regular season.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, Class C graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome into the post-game show. I'm Clea Butler. Alongside me is Luke Doyle. Luke, you're walking away with a division title today. How excited are you?
Yeah, it means everything to us. We worked so hard for this goal, and for it to come true, it's really amazing.
2 touchdowns on the night. What were you seeing? What were your opportunities that were just presenting themselves?
Well, the O-line did a great job blocking, and Ryan was putting the ball right where he wanted. And other wide receivers, they stepped up because Luke Wilds was out tonight, which was a big piece. And they stepped up, and that was really good for us.
Playoffs coming next. How do you guys prepare for that?
Yeah, just 1 week at a time. Whoever's in front of us, we're going to go get them. So.
A senior night today, big crowd, a lot of energy. How are you feeling?
Yeah, our seniors mean a lot to us. They showed leadership in the offseason for sure, and they mean everything to us. It's going to hurt to see them go, but we're going to hold on to them for now.
Well, best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.